Hello, and sorry, my cat meowed at the exact same time. Hello, and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Hello, Justin DeClue.
And
Colin Cunningham.
And we have a very special guest on the line. Who do we have with us?
Hello. I'm Josh Robert Thompson.
Hey.
Hello. Who?
I know you.
I know you by way of other things. I know you. It's the first time we're meeting one another.
I know. Well, Josh, you know, listeners might know him from the latest Red Letter Media appearances. But you've been all over the place. You've been on the Craig Ferguson show, Family Guy, American Dad.
The
movies.
Avatar video game.
Oh, really? April, do you have a lot of questions?
I was in the Avatar video game.
It's
yes,
not the
I was.
Avatar that I like. It's the other Avatar.
Like the blue Avatar.
But it's not questions.
Who did you play in Avatar?
I don't remember. Some random, human soldier people.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you were like a Na'vi or something.
I may have been. I don't remember, but I was directed by he just passed away.
Joe Landau.
No, it was. I can't believe I can't remember his name. He was in Rocky 3. Apollo Creed.
Oh, what? Carl Weathers?
Carl Weathers. So I was directed by Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers was directing the voiceover of the Avatar video game?
Yes, it was a dark period for Carl Weathers. It was a bleak moment for Carl, and I have to tell you this because when I found out that Carl Weathers was going to be directing the session, I came up with this, I thought, good idea at the time of walking into the control room and greeting him by shaking his hand and saying, "Dylan, you son of a bitch."
Yeah, I'm sure he gets that all the time.
And I did do that. And at first it seemed like it didn't go well. He said, "That's crazy, man. Wait a minute. You sound just like Arnold." And then he had me record his outgoing voicemail on his phone. So I'm assuming for many years, maybe up until his passing, Carl Weathers had my voice on his outgoing voicemail message.
Wow.
"You've reached Carl Weathers. Leave your message now," or something like that.
No.
But he was a delight. His one direction was, all he kept saying was, "Just talk to me. Just talk to me. No, just act like you're talking to me. Just talk to me." And I was very confused. So I apologize for my performance on that video game. Boy, what a deep cut. Thanks for bringing that up. That's funny.
I don't know, just because we got like Avatar fever lately.
Yeah.
And I
love Avatar. Big Avatar fan. We'll talk about it another time, but big fan.
But yeah, so you're a voice actor and a Howard the Duck enthusiast, right?
I'm a big Howard the Duck enthusiast. I should say I'm an enthusiast of both of your shows, by the way, April,
thank you very much.
and Justin. These are my two favorite movie shows, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here on this show right now. And only recently discovered this show that I am presently on right now because I was rewatching Mary Shelley's Frankenstein 4K from the folks at Arrow. And maybe find a new print. I mean, nice job, but maybe let's find another print of that because woof. But anyway, I love that movie. I actually really like that movie a lot more than the new Frankenstein film. We'll get into that another time.
Highly agree.
I would say so.
Yeah, which you can hear us talk about.
At least it's interesting. At least it's exciting. The other movie sort of just gives up halfway through. Anyway, but that's why I found your show because I thought, is there anybody else that shares my feelings about this film? There must be someone out there talking about this film currently. And there it was. And then, of course, Justin and I happened upon your show in the middle of last year, and I've listened to every single episode. So it's
wow. Thank you very much.
The Canadian connection. Clearly, I need to leave. For many reasons, I need to leave the States and come to Canada. But this is the main one. So anyway, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
wait for the snowstorm to pass.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a blizzard right now. But yes, you're welcome here anytime. But it's funny that you found us from looking through, like, who's covered this movie?
Yes.
Because I feel like not a lot of people find us that way.
So random.
Yeah. Well, not a lot of people talk about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, I must say. So,
well,
you know,
I mean, big Kenneth Branagh fan.
Yes.
Oh man, we got to do Dead Again. Did we do Dead?
We did Dead Again.
Well, we have to do Dead Again.
Again.
I mean, it's right there in the title. So.
Oh man, he should do a sequel to that movie.
Oh, that would be great.
But
Now,
yeah.
I'm curious, Josh. You were labeled there as a Howard the Duck fan. Do you have any affinity for the Marvel comics as well?
Yes. It's funny when I was a kid. So I saw this movie when I was 11, and I am curious how all of you found this film as well, because I saw this, one of the greatest double features of my life, growing up in Cleveland. I am from Cleveland, and I lived there for 20 years of my life. My mom dropped me off at the Parma Theater in Parma, Ohio, which no longer exists, a legendary classic theater, for the greatest double feature of all time. In August of 1986, I, 11-year-old Josh, saw Transformers the movie and Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
you're 11 years old. Are you reacting to things like, this is bad and I don't like it yet? Or are you still in that sweet spot where everything is good as long as it gets within your interest?
11 years old is a magical sweet spot where everything is awesome. Particularly these two movies, because as we'll get to later, there are duck titties. The entire theater was primarily 11-year-old boys, and we were all giddy with excitement when in the Transformers film, a number of Transformers swore and said things like shit and God damn it and this kind of thing. I mean, we had never seen anything like this, but this might have been my sexual awakening, Howard the Duck, to be honest with you.
It's a pretty horny movie.
This might explain a lot. But yeah, I think this was also a very specific time in movie history when the fantasy films were kind of winding down. Maybe the last great fantasy film of the 80s was Princess Bride, arguably. I would think that was sort of the tail end of all of that, because then we would get Legend. Before that was Labyrinth, which did not do well. So this was kind of, and He-Man Masters of the Universe would come out the year after that. This was kind of
Mom and Back.
Oh yeah,
Mom and Dad Save the World, 1992.
There you go. So it was the doldrums. It was kind of a weird, and it was August. It was the traditional dumping ground for all of these movies. So that's how I came to see Howard the Duck. Did you guys see it in theaters, or did you?
I feel like I should have, because at that time, I'm kind of around the same age. I'm a bit older than you, Josh, but I should have seen it because I was seeing everything, especially with the Lucas connection. This would be right up my alley. And I don't know why I didn't. And I didn't see
probably
it.
The bad press that was already haunting it before it came out.
It was just
Probably.
weird. I was like, what is this? And
So were you even aware of the comics?
I wasn't aware of the comics, but I knew about the movie. And they would always have that silhouette of Leah Thompson like kissing Howard in the trailer.
Oh boy.
And my friend was like, yeah. He's kind of telling,
Your friend was like, yeah.
Back then, people would just tell you what they heard about movies, and it's like, yeah, I heard she fucks the duck in the movie.
Okay,
like,
well, I have some notes about this. So the reason that you probably weren't excited is that the Howard the Duck phenomenon was in the 70s pretty much.
Okay.
And it was huge.
Yeah.
Like Howard the Duck for president, buttons and stuff like that. Howard the Duck does have sex with Beverly in the Howard the Duck magazine, issue number 1,
Yes.
which is a black and white magazine, and you see her naked in it too,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is a big deal. So this is not out of the ordinary. And what's wild about this film is that it was on the back of every comic book, the poster of it. But one of the things they decided in marketing for this movie is they would not show Howard the Duck. So like, you
he looked
didn't see him in
bad?
the trailers, you didn't see him in the poster.
Oh boy.
I mean, you know why? You look at him and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
I disagree, Justin. I love his animatronic face.
That's an interesting. Do you think that, Justin? Do you think that that's why? Do you think it was to create mystery, or do you think they knew that they had a terrible design on their hands with
I think
Howard?
they knew they had a terrible design on their hands. Now, they talked about that, like, they wanted it to be puppets, and only in the long shots they would use a person in a stunt suit.
Right.
But even if they did that, the problem with the duck is he's too wide, and that's disturbing to look at.
Yes, yeah. His puppet form, which they do cut to occasionally,
right.
and you can tell the difference. His puppet form is considerably more slender and much more similar to how he looks, sort of, in the original comic book series.
There was a original movie version before this one without any of the creative people involved, and Stan Winston was on the film.
Really?
And they were going to do like full puppet. So like this movie, I think could have only worked if the Howard design if they had done it like a Muppet, where it's like mostly like it over the waist that you see him the entire time.
Right.
Or
But
like animated, you know.
At the same point, the issue with this film, which I do very much enjoy, is what was anyone thinking? Like, what did they think was the attraction to Howard the Duck? So I know you, April, and Colin have not read the comics.
No.
The gimmick of the comics was that he was like a foul-mouthed anti-hero who did not want to be in the human world, and weird stuff would happen around him.
That's right.
And it's the 70s, so like the New York was like grimy and gross, and there was this cartoon character in the middle of it. That was the attraction.
Yeah, I'm getting like a Ralph Bakshi vibe.
I was just
going
to say that.
exactly.
I was like, if they did like a Ralph Bashki
Yeah.
animated version of this and made it rated R, or maybe at least rated whatever the comic was, because this is like PG-13, but it doesn't know who it's trying to market to, because it's seemingly marketed to kids, but it's too adult and scary for real little kids. And I think animated would have been the way to go. I was
It was
thinking,
supposed to be. It was supposed to be
at one
animated.
point.
That was
they
the
thought about
original
it.
intention. And what happened was Universal Studios needed one more movie for the summer of '86, and they this is true. They wanted one more film for their slot, their hot August slot, and so they didn't want to wait to animate. And George is the one who said, "Well, maybe we should just go ahead and we'll do a live action. I'll get all my
Yeah, wait, what would George sound like if he said that about going live action?
So I think it's a great idea." And George came up with in the '70s. I think it was around the time of American Graffiti. Because this film was written by Willard Hike and Gloria Katz. They were married, and they were friends of George's from USC days. And obviously they had written American Graffiti and Temple of Doom. They were very close with George. So George pitched them that idea, I think, around the time of American Graffiti. Because again, that's when Howard the Duck was hot.
As big as he was, they could not keep comic books on the store shelves. Like, they were selling out.
So George, what was this animated film? Would be a great idea. Howard, this kind of duck, he's a little duck, and he's got this hot girlfriend. She's a big redhead. She's sort of sexy, and she's kind of naked most of the time. That'll be great. And I it's actually unbelievably ahead of its time. To give George credit, and I love George Lucas, I really do, and I think this was a great idea. The idea is fantastic. It's just kind of maybe a couple decades too late, perhaps. And
I think so.
Absolutely. I mean, like, even Howard the Duck, though, as a character, from his first appearance, people just loved him, even though he didn't do anything. So he shows up in like Adventures into Fear issue number 19 as a sidekick to Man-Thing, which is kind of like a Swamp Thing creature, even though he appeared first. And then like they got so many letters at Marvel, they're like, "We love Howard the Duck." That like they had to bring him back, even though he hadn't done anything. And I think that like that popularity is the thing that like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if you like the original comics, there's something there. Like a movie version of Howard the Duck in live action that cost $30 million is an impossibility. That's never gonna work.
Well, I think I can think
we
of
we did it.
I can think of lots of ways they could have improved this movie. Well, yeah. Also, I heard that what was it? After this movie was such a failure, he had to get like Steve Jobs to
buy Pixar,
and then that's how Pixar ended up happening.
Well, another thing is that like George Lucas didn't really want to be involved with this movie that much, but it was a stipulation by Universal that it says George Lucas presents Howard the Duck.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like, oh
my
no.
God! My heart goes out to George every time, because I watched all the old promos and the teasers, and you're right, Justin. Right at the top of every single teaser and trailer, it'll say a George Lucas production. And you go, no, guys, take that off of there. Oh God, no. And it's interesting because George was kind of the golden boy up until that point. Okay, sure, we had the Ewok movies, a little bit of a stumble there, but I still love the hell out of those films when I watched them on ABC. But until this point, George was still the Magic Man. We're a few years off from the last Star Wars movie. Indiana Jones, we were hearing whispers of a third Indiana Jones, which would be The Last Crusade. So there was no reason to think that this wouldn't be another fantastic, magical adventure. And then he became a pariah overnight. George Lucas it was done.
Did you and Colin, Josh, have any George Lucas association with Twice Upon a Time, the animated film?
No.
No? So you'd never heard of that before?
No.
It was like a pretty big animated film that George Lucas produced. But I was wondering if his name was, and it wasn't a success, if his name was splattered all over it.
I don't
and
know
I think
that
of this because I just saw Dirty Duck, the Fritz the Cat ripoff, and it was directed by the same guy who did Twice Upon a Time.
Oh, geez,
no.
no, I don't know that one.
Yeah. You know what? It's time to do a marathon. Twice Upon a Time with Strange Magic.
Oh,
God.
The
almighty.
long in
Threatening strange
production.
magic.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I threatened to do it on this podcast. That's right.
Yeah, you-
Lucas month. Radioland
it.
Murders.
We're just like
Oh my
constantly
God.
living in fear.
Listen,
You're gonna want to see that one.
I'm the one guy that'll show up for that. I think that's awesome. In fact, I'm glad you brought up Radioland Murders because
Yeah.
I think Howard the Duck is a case of, and George has done this time and again. George is in another time period as far as most of his films are
absolutely.
concerned. He's all about the old serials and Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. He is making these films as if it was that era without any thought. He's just, so Radioland Murders comes out in 94. Nobody goes and sees it. It's a movie about, old time radio. I enjoyed it. It's a very silly film. It's like noises off.
yeah.
Yeah, I just watched it recently. I really enjoy it as I watch it stone faced the entire time. Kind of like Sam Raimi's Crime Wave,
Yes.
where I'm like, man, or Steven Spielberg's 1941, where I'm like,
yeah.
man, there's a lot of wild stuff happening. Not laughing though, but
That's
Yeah,
a
that
great
was, wasn't that
1941.
Willard Hike as well?
Yeah. Yes.
they wrote the script for it. They didn't
Yeah.
direct it.
Oh,
Though.
he
Howard
didn't.
the Duck killed their directing career.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about more promotional stuff about this movie. The directors had to pretend in the cast that Howard the Duck was a real actor.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
yes. Yeah.
And there's an amazing interview where the person interviewing them is like, so there's 8 people credited as Howard. And the director's like, oh, yeah, well, he likes to be complicated. And they're like, was there a little person in the suit? Oh, well, no, it's Howard. The interviewer's like, just tell me what's going on.
It's true. Every single person has to agree that Howard is this real, we really found, let's say Willard Hike says something like, yeah, we found this real duck from outer space and we put him in our movie.
Did Gloria Katz do any press? I didn't even see her doing any interviews. It was always Willard that was in front of the camera.
It's always just it's always just photos. It's always just stills of them posing. Oh, there's one where they're sitting looking at Howard, and Howard is in a director's chair, but the camera is behind him, so you can't really see him. That stuff's great. I mean, I miss all that. I actually miss that stuff. There's very endearing and kind of sweet.
I really like. I think George is in some of the photos too, looking
Yes,
very
he is.
awkward, like in group with
Contractually
all the
obligated.
cast.
Well, he was with
dressed
the
like they are in
band.
the movie.
He's with Holly
Yeah.
Robinson and all the band members from Leah Thompson's band. And George is right next to Holly Robinson, and it's a thinner George, and he's like, "Yeah, this is great. Yeah, look at me. Oh yeah, I'm divorced. Marsha kissed my ass. Look at me. I'm making Howard the Duck. This is I'm over it. I'm over it.
Top of the world.
I will say I like the poster for this movie. I think that was my early exposure to this movie was seeing it in the Blockbuster.
Was it
the
just like
egg,
an egg
the egg
cracked or
with the
something?
bill coming out like the feet. And maybe sometimes he has a cigar, and
Now,
it
do you
catches your
remember
eye.
seeing this movie, April? Because I didn't see this movie until I was probably in my 20s. Because I had a real bad opinion.
I mean,
of it.
I saw it covered by maybe certain bad movie YouTube channels, but like me and Colin watched it, I don't know, like not 8 years ago or something, and it was
Yeah, I
just
think
like
so.
it was just like Warcraft. I think we turned it off halfway through.
Really?
Yeah.
Me and my
were in
friends
the
watched
mood.
it a couple years ago, and we were hooting and hollering. We're just having a blast. I'm like licking my chops for someone to get a 70 millimeter print of it because it does exist. They did blow this up to 70
Really?
millimeter.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That is
I'm pretty
insane.
much on board with this movie for like the first 2/3.
Oh wait, when
last-
did it lose you?
It
Wow.
loses me around the we'll get to, but around the time where the endless chase sequence where they're
I
on like
love
the
that.
biplane.
Do you
It's
know
just
why it's so
lasting
long? It's because
forever.
Joe Johnston storyboarded it and like I think he's second unit directed that.
It's-
Must
yeah, they-
I guess
have.
they just
Yes.
They gave him some like unique credit at
Yeah.
the end. It was like
Yeah.
sequence designer Joe Johnson. which is funny.
But it's just too long. This whole movie is way too long.
It's way too long.
Yeah, it's
so I like how the movie starts, and within 5 minutes, I write in my notes, the joke is that they're ducks. And that is the thesis of this movie. The entire film is they're ducks. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, the puns in this sequence, my God.
I mean, I like a good pun.
Yeah, me too.
I like
puns.
a good one.
Okay, I got to ask Josh, what is the difference between a good and a bad pun in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question.
Yes.
May Nest and WC Fowls.
Yeah,
I mean, you're laughing, Justin.
Well, I will say they say beaks or something instead of jaws.
So the movie starts.
That doesn't even make sense.
Howard.
There's still sharks, I'm sure, in their world, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. So Howard arrives in his apartment, and we just go around the room. We see all the ephemera. Is he an actor in this world? That's the indication that I get.
He's an advertising copyright.
Yes.
Okay.
Failed
and so there's a
musician,
poster of Breeders of the Lost Stork.
Right.
It's supposed to be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, we have that poster up in our house, so I was like,
of Breeders of the Lost Stork.
No, the actual poster.
Howard, he's just like us.
Exciting.
He's
but that title is is this a porn parody of some kind? Why would it be Breeders?
Yeah, Breeders.
That is one of the worst puns.
They couldn't think of anything.
Here's what's interesting about the opening of the film is I wish that we had spent more time in Duck World, number one, because
100%.
And from the opening musical cues, I think John Barry did the music for this, most of the theatrical music. It's got this sort of Raymond Chandler film noir. There's a trumpet. And the thing about Howard the Duck, the comic, is he was a detective in the comic books. And what I kept thinking was, and wishing for, and in my mind, this is really a Joe Dante film waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. This should have been a black and white opening sequence as a straight parody of film noir, and we should have gotten to know Howard the detective, who then maybe has to uncover the mystery of this strange beam that sucks him to another world or whatever. Or, we don't get enough time with Howard and his parents, or Howard and his buddies at the bar, or, playing racquetball or quacketball,
reading
whatever the hell it is.
magazines. Howard.
Well, do you think it was just they didn't have enough money to make
they didn't have the
ducks?
money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you have to build more costumes and stuff
Yeah, they built that one
the one female duck with the
female
boobies.
duck. So there's two naked ducks within 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah, and I think I'm just wondering. I'm trying to picture the parents at this point where they're, they bring their 11-year-old kids to this movie.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
What the fuck is this?
The thing is that the naked ducks have very prominent nipples.
Yes, they do.
Pink nipples.
Yes, they do.
I want to be on set. People are looking around, being like, "What are we doing here?"
No. No, trust me. This is great. This is going to be great. I love it.
George was on set every day.
Yeah. No. George, you don't have to be here.
Yeah. He doesn't have anything else going on.
George, do you think do we really need the nipples on these things?
Yeah, I think more nipples. We should have more nipples. Is there another way we could? I feel like we could work nipples in somewhere else in this film.
Have you seen Total Recall, George?
Oh yeah, God, I can't wait.
Breasts.
Wow, there's 3 nipples. Holy shit! But it is interesting that we're thrown into Howard's world, and I always felt like they should have been cutting back and forth in the better film. We'd be cutting back and forth from Howard's world to Earth, where something is about to go wrong at the lab, or at the and then maybe Howard is at a bar with his friends, and everybody is giving Howard a hard time because he's a failed musician. In this version, he's given up his dream of being a musician. Is it Howard and the Heartbreakers? Is that the name of his
Which is
band?
not a pun.
It's not even a pun at all. The Heartbeakers? I mean, Heartbeakers.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
right there.
go.
It's right there. Anyway.
Wing-breakers?
Egg breakers.
Egg breakers.
Egg breakers. We've done it. We've written a better pun. And I could see Howard getting more angry and more drunk, talking about how, one day I'm going to get out of here and you're all going to be sorry. One day I'm going to leave this place, and then you're intercutting with this lab thing, this mishap, and that's how he gets sucked to Earth. It just happens. He's
it's
just
very
sucked
random.
to Earth.
Yeah.
And in the comic book, it's some evil dark overlord that
he's with a barbarian and man thing, and he trips and falls in cosmic stairs and ends up on planet Earth. In the original drafts, they were just not going to explain where he came from, and he's just going to be on Earth at the beginning.
That's right.
And
I think that's okay. But yeah, I don't like the whole Dark Overlord plot. I want that out of this movie. Like, yes, but the issue with him coming to Earth is like, he's like, I got to get back. I had a great life. Well, we never really got to see that. So it's very like,
you see pictures.
Yeah, you do see
pictures.
Well, they do kind of set it up like, we see all these pictures around his apartment and, you hear the answering machine message. You see like letters. He's like a ladies' man, right? There's like pictures of him surrounded by women. There's like a letter from some woman that was on vacation,
some
like
duck.
pining about him. All the ladies love, but he comes off as like kind of like a man-child in this movie, like a kind of teenage, like you don't, I don't know, like I'm trying to picture him, as this hard-boiled detective, and I feel that's more appealing than what he is in this movie.
Yes.
I think that'd be way more interesting.
The general appeal of Howard was always that he's kind of hard-boiled.
Yeah.
And he also would break the fourth wall all the time, too, and be like, I'm in a comic book. This stinks, which he doesn't do in this movie, which is weird.
He has one line that he says, like, to the camera. I can't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a pun.
Did that just happen? And also,
he's so
that's what his
sarcastic.
voice should be. It should be a voice like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not in love with his voice. I likened it to the guy who did Theodore Rex. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
I don't know who that was, but it sounded like him. And then I read it was supposed to be Robin Williams, but that didn't work out because of the puppet.
Supposedly the reason was because, there's a lot of reasons. One interview on a podcast, I think it was one of the puppeteers said that Robin Williams saw the directors yelling at the puppeteers, and he was like, is this what it's going to be like every day? I'm out. No, thank you. Another person said that he didn't want to lip sync to the duck because it was already recorded.
Right.
So
it was John Cusack. I think at one point John Cusack was auditioning
been
for
better.
it, which was a better, I think. Also Martin Short. But I do agree with you guys that a grittier, sort of raspier, harder edge, a character that is just kind of an asshole at the beginning, because at least it gives us some kind of arc that we can then have him have a change of heart and become this softer character by the end. Howard is just sort of a nonplussed, really nothing character. I'm just a guy who's drinking a beer and looking at my Playboy, and at the end I'm just a regular guy, and now I manage a rock band. But it's just me, Howard. There's really nothing.
He doesn't grow.
There's nothing to grasp onto there, really, as a character. And he kind of gets sidelined in the, as soon as Jeffrey Jones sort of comes in.
Yeah, it becomes Jeffrey Jones' movie.
Yeah, and then it becomes his sort of storyline, and,
it takes
Howard's
over
just
the
sort of, he's just along for the ride.
It becomes, like, to me, like a hat on a hat when you have Jeffrey Jones, squid monster and scorpion monster. It's like we already have like an anthropomorphic duck.
Well,
it just becomes too much for me.
Like he was always dealing, like one of the things about Howard the Duck was that it was kind of a superhero parody too, where he would fight characters like Dr. Bong, who's just a big bell. That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that's lost in this movie because they're not really parodying anything, which I think needs to be the backbone of Howard the Duck. I like how we're finally digging Howard the Duck up to be like, this is what they should have done to make it better.
There's lots of things they should have done.
There is. I think the detective story would have been great, having it be like a film noir. But the other thing I thought of, they bring in the great Richard Kiley, right? Richard Kiley. We spared no expense. We got Richard Kiley, the great narrator of those old National Geographic documentaries.
Oh, okay.
Also was in Jurassic Park, where that's Attenborough says we got Richard Kiley, who's narrating their tour. Richard Kiley in the beginning is the one that says, "In the beginning there was Howard the Duck," and I thought, how much more funny would this intro have been if it had been a parody of a nature documentary with Richard Kiley saying, here is the duck man trying his mating call, and you see Howard at the bar trying to pick up some women and. Narrating Howard's life, but if it's a nature documentary, would be so much fun and such a wonderful. Again, this is the Joe Dante of it all. Joe Dante was busy licking his wounds, I think, or finishing up Explorers, another film that I dearly love. That was a big bomb, and so it seems like that's probably what would have happened, and we would have gotten that edgier. I'm Howard the Duck. What do you want? Oh, great! Look at all these naked apes walking around. Oh, great. I'm stuck on Earth with these assholes, and like a PG-13 would have been great because we could have gotten more mileage out of that.
Wait, this wasn't PG-13?
I don't even know.
I think it was a PG.
It's actually PG.
PG.
Duck tits and all.
Duck
It's PG.
boobs.
That's crazy.
And there's some swearing in this too, right? I don't know if anyone says fuck.
Well, there was a bleep
Oh, right.
with the duck hunter.
But yeah, one thing I wanted to say is I don't like Howard the Duck's eyes. For some reason, he has orange around his eyes that makes him look constantly tired or stoned or something. And the original comic didn't have that.
Yeah,
so
they were
what
just
the
kinda
fuck?
white.
Just make it white. Why did they do that? It's weird skin color around his eyes.
Well, okay, I'll say one thing about the animatronic, and I do kind of like it in a way, and it kind of avoids the kind of dead eye stuff that you usually see in these like
Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah, like that, they're just staring off into the distance, but I was just sort of watching his eyes, and the puppeteers do a really good job of blinking. Naturally, like when he's moving his head and turning, it feels very, very natural, and you kind of like for a second, kind of like shit. That's a really good job. It feels like very natural.
I think they made his eyes orange to separate it from the rest of his face, so you would see his eyes more clearly, as opposed to just
all
being
white. All white, yeah.
But you get the sense they made a lot of decisions at the last minute, even though they probably didn't want to. Like at one point, he was going to be CGI, which is really funny to consider in 1986.
For the time,
That makes no
you could do it
sense.
now. I mean, I kept thinking about Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like as much as I'm, a lot of times anti-CG character. Rocket looks great, and he's that kind of character that I've got attitude, and it's an animal, but you totally buy it. We weren't there yet, but
well, it does make sense though, because we had the year prior was Young Sherlock Holmes, where we had that incredible stained glass, night CGI effect. So maybe that conversation was starting to happen already.
I mean, it's so easy. It's like just do it with animated, like cell animated. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit was still 2 years away, and of course, Evil Toons was a couple years after that. So it would really get going.
The world wasn't ready for that.
No,
I would be cool with it as a puppet. It's fine.
Okay, well, let's get back into the movie. So Howard lands on Earth. He meets a bunch of punks and gets dragged into a rock concert. I'm going to pick my favorite thing. I love the music in this movie, which all original songs composed
Thomas
by
Dolby.
Yep, along with Allie Willis and George Clinton. They did all the songs in this.
Now, is it George Clinton from Parliament?
Yeah, I believe so, right?
The George Clinton?
I'm going to look.
There's another George Clinton out there.
There's like a George S. Clinton, I think, that does movie scores, but it might have been actual George Clinton.
That was like, there's a guy named Les Claypool who did the music and all the sound effects for Kung Fu Rascals, and he's like, not that Les Claypool, a different Les Claypool.
Yeah.
And then
Such a common name, though.
we meet Leah Thompson here, the lead singer of the Cherry Bombs. And where's Leah Thompson here? So post Back to the Future.
It's only the next year, though.
Caroline in the City, a show that I don't know if April was like
I
me,
watched
it endlessly in syndication because nothing else is on.
I liked Caroline in the City. She played a cartoonist.
Did she?
I think she had like a comic strip. There was animated like interstitials.
And I'm sure it lasted like 14 seasons or something like that.
It was on a while.
It's one of those shows.
I think Leah Thompson is great in this movie. She's playing it perfectly. I think what you were saying before about what if like Joe Dante did this movie is desperately in need of like an authorial stamp, like a vibe where it just kind of feels like generic 80s movie. Like what's hot right now? Girl singers with giant hair and, kind of like little creatures and gremlins and stuff like that. And it feels kind of like almost like a cash-in kind of, but she's playing it correctly, which is she's taking everything just serious enough.
Exactly.
I feel like everyone in this movie is doing that except for Tim Robbins, who I can't stand in this movie.
Tim Robbins, who starts at a 10, he starts at a 12, and then just goes up from there.
We'll get to his character, but he's truly like the Jar Jar Binks of the movie.
He's a bit
and even the other characters are rolling their eyes at him, and he's just like randomly quacking. It's just like, go away.
What's weird about William Hike, I always want to say Huyuk because that's
I know
every time. Yeah,
is that like they're not as directors? They were not like fun directors. Like they did Messiah of Evil. They did that in university. Great movie. Love Messiah of Evil. French Postcards and the forgotten in the wave of, can we make Dudley Moore an American Star Best Defense with Eddie Murphy? And you'd think after Best Defense it'd be like, no more comedies for these filmmakers. Keep them as far away from that as possible.
Best Defense, it's like one of those movies that when I just was going through their IMDb, and when I just saw that name, I just had flashbacks, like this nostalgia.
You seen it?
Oh, no, I've never seen it. But, oh my God, I remember that movie. I remember it being a thing.
It's a weird random, it's not even like the name makes you think maybe it's like a kung fu movie or something.
I don't know.
Best Defense.
They were like defense contractors or something.
That's what it is.
Dudley Moore. Okay.
That reminds me, there's that William Friedkin film, is it like Deal of the Century or something like that? That's also like a weird comedy about like defense contractors at the time with Chevy Chase. Yeah, they're arms dealers.
That's right.
That sounds oddly similar.
My God.
But
secret movies.
So Leah Thompson, she grabs Howard the Duck. They go home. Finally, I was getting not horned up enough, so she goes through his wallet. And she finds photos of like the bustiest ducks in bikinis just wrapped around.
Yeah.
He fucks.
And a condom.
And an open condom.
Yeah, not even in a wrapper.
And there's no joke. It's just there's a condom.
She goes like, oh, Howard.
Oh, Howard. Oh, Howard with your little duck penis, which, by the way, don't duck penises have like razor blades or they're shaped
they're
like
corkscrews.
They're like corkscrews.
The corkscrew penis.
That's what everybody knows.
Okay,
That
I was going to
keeps you
bring that up.
attached watch out, Leah Thompson.
I was going to bring that up, and I'm like, no, that's
I'm coming at you with my corkscrew. Hey, Leah.
The thing is that Howard's the Duck voice is more like, hey, everybody, it's me, Howard. Like, they really want him to be Michael J. Fox. That's what they're going for.
That's a good point.
Yeah, which is why he kind of comes off as like a teenager or something like that. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, like he's trying to be this cool guy, but then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have sex." Whoa, wait.
That
obviously they don't really have sex. It's the silhouette of her kissing. She still kisses him goodnight.
She's gonna do something.
Yeah, I was misled by my friend.
Well, no, the joke of it is, she's jokingly coming on to him because he's like, maybe I want to have sex, and she's so okay, and then he's like, oh wait, like he's never had sex before. I guess he's just scared to have.
His bluff.
He's scared to have interspecies relations. But then when you cut to the silhouette, she's going in for the kiss, and he kind of relaxes. And if people didn't come in, I think something was going to happen. That's my interpretation.
Well, spoiler alert:
this corkscrew, the silhouette of this corkscrew.
Like a naked gun guy.
Yeah, she like pulls out the condom, but the condom is like kind of like a corkscrew shape.
Yeah, that's what it is
She's
exactly.
like, what is this?
Now,
and their
Josh,
head's going up and down, but like a corkscrew.
You see this movie, you're 11. Are you just dropped off by your parents to see this movie? Are they with you?
Yeah, no, my mom dropped me off because I had just moved from Cleveland, the city proper, out to the suburbs, and I did not like where we lived, and I was having a really hard time acclimating to that part of town in Parma, Ohio. I mean, nobody wants to go to Parma, Ohio. Shout out to all my friends in Parma, Ohio. So I was having a really hard time, and so she dropped me off at this double feature to sort of, let me escape for a couple of hours. And so I was by myself, and all of the fellow 11-year-old boys in the audience we all kept sort of looking at each other
like you're not allowed.
Isn't this amazing? Isn't this incredible? There's duck tits. They're going to have sex. I mean, Leah Thompson is basically naked when you're 11 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the camera is ogling her ass. Like, there's so much happening already in this film. You've got then the Satan Sluts bike gang out of nowhere. The Satan Sluts. I mean, this is mind-blowing when you're 11. You've got to understand what a monumental occasion this was.
But do you have questions leaving the theater for your parents? Like
when can I go again?
Yeah. Howard has a white thing in his wallet that's just loose. What is it?
I think I'd already found my dad's like Playboy stash. I think I was already well away. I think the eggs were about to drop. The old balls were about to drop. We were about a year out
during
from
the
me.
screening of Howard the Duck.
Yes. Yeah, I walked in sounding like Howard in the movie. Hey, everybody, I'd like 2 tickets, please. And then I came out and I was like, yeah, it was a great film, Mom. All right, let's get some food.
You're smoking a cigar.
Yeah. And I had 2 girls on either side of me, big, busty duck women. But
that was back
in
the day.
Cleveland, by the way. What's that? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I was back in the time when parents would just drop you off at the mall or something like that.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, what time does the movie come out? I'll be out in the parking lot waiting for you.
Do they not do that anymore?
I don't know.
Probably
I don't know
not.
if it's a thing. Kids.
I don't think malls have movie theaters
I was
anymore.
once dropped off, me and my brother, to see The Punisher, the Thomas Jane movie. And then they wouldn't let us sell us a ticket. So we had to go back, catch my mom before she left. And she came in, bought us tickets, and then left. And then we went to go see The Punisher. But we were all jazzed up. So we were I was probably 13 or 14 at that point because I had read the Garth Ennis run of The Punisher at that point. So I knew what I was.
We should do that movie on the show. It's great.
Oh, Warzone is terrific.
No, the one with John Travolta.
Oh
God.
The Tom
the
Jane.
one where the Punisher's classic move, removing a fire hydrant so John Travolta will park somewhere else.
And get a ticket.
Yes, which will allow him to frame his second in command as an adulterer.
You know what? Now that I think of it, the other film I was they dropped me off to see was there's a theme here. It was Total Recall. I remember my dad paying for the tickets for me and my buddy Nick, and we went in. And once again, there's three boobies in that, so there's some kind of theme happening here. And we came out of that film and we dubbed that movie Total Fucking Recall. We were like, that was Total Fucking Recall. Yeah, man. We're men now. So,
it was so good.
Was that movie, did people like it when it came out? I don't
Total
remember.
Recall?
Total Recall. If it was a hit or not. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we drove to the theater. I was a few years older, and I remember we drove, and we were driving down the street, hanging out the car after the movie theater, like fist pumping and screaming.
Because you love the movie so much.
We were so jazzed.
Or
we
you
were so
trying
energized.
to do the Mars animatronic where you're like,
like my friend was honking.
Jesus Christ. Have I ever loved a movie that much?
Oh, it was just like you wanted to scream out the window at everybody on the street. Like,
Get the ass to Mars. Get the ass to Mars. I won't do it.
Yeah, every time that
please.
Josh does an impression, we're legally obliged to pay him a certain amount of money. So we're trying to get him.
Yeah. That's why I won't do it.
So let's continue this movie. Which
There's a scene in the Natural History Museum, which is all Tim Robbins. I keep wanting to call him Tim Robinson because that's that's the name I say
who you
more
wish he
often.
was.
he gives a very Tim Robinson type performance in this, where it's like,
He does.
it's me, Tim Robbins.
It's just he's like falling down, and I hate this type of character. And Tim
Not
Robbins,
the Michael Douglas falling down.
No.
That's a different kind of falling.
Tim Robbins. I guess this was before he was really famous. I don't know, but we watched the Tapeheads recently.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he was good in that.
Yeah, he's great.
Him and John Cusack. I was like, now that's a fun '80s cheesy, or is it early '90s movie?
I don't remember. Fuck.
It's on the cusp.
That's great though.
This is after Fraternity Vacation. I think this is fresh off of Fraternity Vacation. Tim Robbins.
Oh man,
I don't even know
The
what that
nation
is.
is
Not
not
seen
the
that.
same. Fraternity Vacation has swept the nation.
I love that movie. That was another one that I shouldn't be watching on USA Up All Night that I would record and
Well,
go,
at least-
there's side boob. There's side boob.
Yeah,
Tim
that movie
Robbins.
would be
Oh, yeah.
edited if it's on USA Up All Night.
Yeah.
Wait, at this point, he had been in The Sure Thing. He had been in Top Gun, or same year as Top Gun. So, but he's barely in
shit.
Top Gun. He's just like
I didn't even remember him
Yeah.
being in that. But I mean, this brings up the kind of it's just a coincidence, I guess, that he works at the place where the laser was that was being shot off that ended up bringing
think so.
Howard to our universe.
Yes.
And also the way the world responds to Howard in this movie is interesting because
man.
half the people are scared of him and the other half are like,
Kill
"Hey,
him!"
get the fuck out of here. And
Look at
also
this piece of shit.
Yeah,
Look at this
I
little-
love later on where a group of restaurants wants to eat him, and it's
Yes.
like
Love
it's a
Love that.
talking duck.
They're acting. Yeah, their reactions are all over the place,
Yeah.
and then the cops think that as you would, it's a person in a costume.
Yeah.
the
So
first
they're-
person to bring that up.
Yeah, they're just trying to strip him down. And,
Yeah,
Right.
but the
Yeah.
unemployment office lady is hilarious.
She's
because
great. That's
I
the
think
best
Yes.
scene.
She's just like, I don't care who you are or what you are. I'm gonna get you a job, and it's like, so do you think it's a duck? I don't know.
Now,
I guess it doesn't matter.
If you look at this scene, this is one of the major scenes where all the close-ups are the puppet. When he moves
Oh.
around and he
Yeah.
blinks and he's much thinner, and I think it's because he's sitting in a chair, so they could
Right.
all right, let's commit to this.
Okay.
And yeah, he looks not like the round figure that he is. Now, some reports have said they had to reshoot the movie multiple times because they had a child in the suit, and then the child had to leave, and then they reshot it with like a little person, but his movements were different, to which I say, no one will notice that. That's a classic like on-set movie thing. It's like, oh, the continuity errors of what if
exactly.
The movements look different from the different Howards.
Yeah,
now,
you would never know.
In the scene with the employment lady, though, Howard suddenly wants to bite her butt.
Yes.
And I was like, is it because he was like turned on, or was it I'm angry, I'm going to bite
he's angry.
you?
I think he's angry.
Okay.
But this is when the movie becomes, I think this is the second part of this film, the second act, when Howard tells Beverly, Leah Thompson, to hit the road, and you see this wide shot of Howard walking by himself through the city with the music playing. From that point on, the movie becomes, I think, Howard the Duck, the comic, in some respects.
Right, yeah.
Then
He gets his cigar
the movie
as well.
becomes interesting. He's got a cigar, and the unemployment office really, to me, feels more like the comic book than anything else that precedes it in the movie. And then we have this entire middle section of Howard working at what is a spa, but really it's a brothel.
It's
which
a bathhouse.
It's like Dario Argento's bathhouse, because like everything is like colored
The green.
lighting, like harsh greens and purples.
And people are like, they're doing it.
Everybody's doing it.
You know what?
Tub
If
fever.
I had to take a guess, considering how much of a puppet there is in these, including this sequence, they shot this first. And I think
you
that
might
at
be
some
right.
point, the studio was like, what is this? Like, we don't want this.
Yeah.
Like, change it. Which is why, like, all the later stuff, Howard is not this adult in, like, the way things play out. But yeah,
I think you're right.
Goofier, yeah.
from the office lady or like the employment lady onward, he is more sarcastic in the way that he
Yes.
talks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, shucks, I'm just a duck from another dimension.
Yeah, he's more defeated and kind
Yeah.
of like
Well, and he's even doing from the actual comic book. He's doing the hairless apes. He's going off on all the humans. There's this one guy. The scene where he's looking at the display window display of all the TVs.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
right.
got like it's duck hunting season because it's supposed to be in Ohio. Sure, why not? And then there's the Daffy Duck clip. Sure, and then there's somebody cooking duck or something.
The
All that
duckaroni.
stuff is
Duckaroni.
great. The duckaroni, and then there's the guy in the back of the bus as the bus is pulling away. He's like, "Oh man, that's the talking duck, man," or something like that.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then, I love that. I think you may be right, Justin, because that's my favorite part of the movie. Because then it's like, oh, we've got to get back to the other plot with Leah Thompson and the laser thing.
I like
Oh.
how this scene leads right into him going back to Leah Thompson. He meets up with them at the bar, and he has the rough and tumble with the punks at the bar, who
So good.
eventually is their manager.
Yeah.
And I also want to say this is a good time for me to mention my favorite thing, which is the costumes in the movie.
The classic April go-to.
I know, but you got to admit they are on outer space as far as like the variety of costumes, like not just like Leah Thompson in the band, which is
Right.
like, let's just put like a million layers of everything on me and like have like earrings that are weird shapes. It's
Yeah.
reflected in her apartment as well. But the punks, there's
All the
one
punks
guy
at the band, yeah, or the
there's
bar.
one guy that is like, he has like a jazz like hat on, and then I forget.
One guy looks
they're all
like
different.
he's dressed like Stevie Ray Vaughan or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, isn't this where Richard Edson shows up?
Richard
as well?
Edson, the
Yes.
great Richard
I think
Edson,
that's him, yeah.
is so funny. He's got a great line where he says something like, Howard says, "I've got space rabies," and then Richard Edson says, "Yeah, I think I heard about that on the news. Yeah, once or twice."
The guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he's
He has that very particular.
I was
face.
looking
Got
at the
long-
other guy who was on Seinfeld many years later.
Well,
Playing
there's the other guy from
Marcelino.
Jurassic
Anybody?
Park. Is that the guy
Oh.
from who's the guy from Jurassic Park? The at the beginning who's talking about Grant. He's like, because Grant's like me.
I think it is
he's a
him.
digger.
Yes. I think
Is that the
it
same
is
guy?
the same guy.
Oh, and
Yeah,
he
it's
has
the same
little-
guy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, everybody's in this movie.
Oh,
Apparently.
who's who of everyone? At this
But yeah,
bar fight.
I mean, I will say Howard does run on bars a lot in this movie.
Well, what's he gonna
'Cause
do,
he's
you
small.
know?
I
But,
love when he pulls
yeah.
up like an ice pick and he's gonna like kill a man.
I love
That's
the
great.
stabbing the guy, but it hits his earring. I was like, like on like cheering Howard on. Like, this is amazing. Like, fuck those guys up.
I do like his costumes as well, the way he
Howard?
dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says in the unemployment office that, he's got to steal from kids' departments and stuff like that. But then later on, they kind of just throw that out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one shot, Josh, you're talking about where he's walking down the street after he leaves Leah Thompson, and he's dressed like a newsie from like the 1930s or something.
It goes back to the detective thing. Yeah.
Where are you getting these
that's
clothes?
true. But then at the end, he's wearing like a jacket like the Ryan Gosling from Drive has. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Now, Josh, are you going to back me up on this? Before we started recording, I was hearing a wall of nays when I praise the score of John Barry, which I love how lush it is, and I love Howard's theme in this movie.
Oh, the Howard's theme, it's so, I wanted to say it's like, it's not even John Williams light. I just think it's its own thing. I mean, I'm hearing the score, do, 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 like,
and then
it's
do you
very,
remember the other one? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. You got it's sort of that Alan Silvestri kind of in the pocket of the, Back to the Future kind of feel.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great score with some additional music by Sylvester something LeVay,
his
or
name,
I can't remember that guy's name, but he did like 3 O'Clock High, one of my favorite movies. From
I love 3
That's a
O'Clock
great
High.
movie.
With my favorite band in the world, Tangerine Dream, the great Tangerine Dream score, and so I agree with you. I think it's a great score. One of the great things about the movie is the score and the Thomas Dolby music, and the duck tits.
I have that on vinyl, and
Well, I would say
I was gonna ask, like, we should get this on vinyl.
yeah,
if we
it's
had
very.
a
I
if we have a
mean,
record
go
player.
to any thrift store and look at
Yeah,
the dollar
it's there.
section, and you'll find
$1.
it's going to be egg shaped.
I remember when I saw this movie that week at work, I was just listening to the score on YouTube. I'm like, I just like this music, like the songs, the score.
Yeah,
keep it all
no,
really
the cherry bomb songs. I think
Yeah, those are really
legit
cool.
good.
And I do
Howard the
like
Duck
John.
song is awesome.
Howard
yeah,
final
yeah.
song is so
yes.
catchy.
I just knew that from the commercial.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
came out back in the day. It's like I hadn't even seen the movie, but I knew the song.
George Lucas presents.
Oh,
stop it! Fuck!
Oh God, I gotta sell off Pixar.
God damn it! All right, guys, let's go to Hawaii on vacation. They did want to shoot it in Hawaii. That was the original conceit. Willard.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Willard Hitt said that they wanted to shoot it in Hawaii just because they could be in Hawaii. This is how these guys.
It's the Adam
we thought it'd be
Sandler,
fun to shoot there so we could be there.
I would feel terrible for whoever is in the costume.
Yeah,
though, because it'd be so
who
hot.
cares?
Oh God.
a
6-year-old
child,
kid,
as it was originally.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
Until
It's just
I think he got too burned and in the duck suit after an explosion that they're like, oh, we can't do this anymore. And also they were breaking child labor laws from having him work too long. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
So there really was a kid in the suit.
there was.
in
He
the
was a
beginning.
12-year-old kid. Yeah.
God, I love these '80s films. I love all this decision making. Even
I know.
after Twilight Zone, nobody learned a lesson. They just threw
Well,
a kid in a duck
It's
suit.
funny.
You know
when
who
you
wanted,
mentioned that.
Yeah, who George Lucas wanted to direct this film.
John Landis.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. That does make sense. That
Oh,
there
that
is sort of
ultralight
a-
scene would have been a disaster.
Ultralight?
The ultralight that they're flying on.
Yeah,
oh,
that
I didn't
little-
know. I didn't know what that thing was called. It's
What
called
do you
an
mean?
ultralight.
Doesn't
Okay.
everybody have that in a parking lot right next to a diner? Hey, look at this thing we found.
Yeah,
you
what
want to
the
talk
fuck?
about plot contrivance?
Wait.
Holy
Let's not
shit.
get too far because we
Okay, all
can't
right.
skip over the Howard the Duck, Leah Thompson sexy.
Yeah.
They get together
just talking about
and like Howard starts playing the piano and Leah Thompson, there's just a big close up of his tail and she's
Yeah.
like "Grrr."
Yeah, and yeah, she's wearing like I guess pajamas,
Yeah,
but
if-
it's like
make-
it's like barely covering.
No, but
her,
it's like
the
it's
underwear.
panties and a bra,
Yeah,
basically.
but the panties are like string, like a bathing suit.
Yeah.
So you're seeing like her whole like hip region.
All the
let's
11-year-olds in the theater high-fiving
Oh my
one
God.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
of course she's
bro.
like playing with his feather and his hair.
Yeah,
you
his
know,
hair pops up
Also,
like a
the
boner.
feathers pop up.
I'd like to point out, yes, the feathers pop up. So is that? Are we saying? What are we saying there? That's a duck erection.
oing,
Is
oing,
that
oing.
what we're saying?
Yeah.
Because I noticed that I'm assuming it's her pajamas that she's given him have a hole cut out in the back for the tail to go through. Is it?
I guess she cut
guess
one of
they
them
did
cut
that.
a hole in it, or I just ripped it.
Okay, well, they say, let's watch. He says, let's watch David Letterman, which I thought was a very specific thing to say.
That's cute. Yeah.
I like that.
And here's where we get introduced to Jeffrey Jones.
Wait. Sorry. Did
What?
Howard not say, let's watch David Featherman because of the same dimension?
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Much better. Much better.
Oh, we don't have that here on our planet. He's called David Letterman. Oh wow, we live in parallel worlds. It's just that everything's named different.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have all the same things.
What a
It's just
coincidence.
humans are ducks.
Yeah, wait. So everything has a duck-related title? Okay.
Right.
That's a little
Yeah.
weird, but...
You
That
know
is
who else
weird.
could have made this film? The opening of the film reminded me of. I meant to say this earlier of Brazil. I was thinking of Terry
yeah.
Gilliam. Terry Gilliam would
Yeah.
have been a wild choice to make this film.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
This
would
would
be
have been
funny.
a
That would
It would
be
have
completely
been
off the
very
rails.
strange,
Yeah.
but it probably would have been a lot funnier.
It would
I
be
think.
so wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Just
you could
like
have
wide
definitely...
angle
Yeah.
lenses.
Oh, wait. There's going to be some wide angles in a Terry Gilliam?
Never. He would never.
Camera right up in people's faces.
He would have committed to a puppet, I think. I don't think that he would have
Yeah, I think
shot
so.
like a man in suit the entire time.
Would have been the way to go.
Yeah.
But, when you're about to have sex with a duck, who do you expect to walk in? Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
And a friend, some other guy who I meant to look up that I never did, but he's some other actor. He plays the other scientist. I'm sure he's nobody of consequence.
No, he's been around. He's that guy. I've seen
Somebody.
that guy in many
kind of
Yeah,
look
he looks
familiar.
very recognizable, and people are
Yeah, there's-
arguing
there's-
now in our comments, being like, "How do you not recognize?"
I'm sure he was on Seinfeld or TNG,
Yeah,
as everybody
exactly.
is.
But
But
yeah.
there are faces that kind of pop up where I'm like, I know that guy. It's like another guy in the lab that comes up later that I know his face, but I whatever.
Oh, David
So it-
Paymer. The great David Paymer shows up later on.
Yeah, okay, that's the guy.
Night of the Creep's own David Paymer.
Ooh, I like that.
Mr. Saturday Night's own David Paymer.
Oh, that
Yeah.
guy. Okay.
How are you? He's got like one line, Wait a second, that's the thing? Wow, it's a duck.
Oh, that guy,
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I read that guy. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I did in fact recognize that.
He's the
actor.
only one who really reacts normally. Everybody else sort of, he's just like, wow, there's a duck. This is amazing. Nobody cares. But yes, Jeffrey Jones shows up mid coitus, which is when Jeffrey Jones usually shows up.
Oh no!
And hi-yo. But Jeffrey Jones and what? This is where we're moving the plot along. The one that bores me to tears. This is where,
Exactly.
in the previous scene before this sex sequence, the quasi sex sequence, Tim Robbins is saddled with very, very fast, awkward exposition where he's trying to explain to Howard, look, we got your feather and we figured it out. And he says like 3 different things that aren't actually the thing until he finally says, but it turns out it's this laser thing and you were transferred through this portal, blah, blah, blah. That's all given very quickly and very awkwardly to get us to this moment where the scientists show up. So...
Yeah,
Right.
the,
So
I guess they're
the
ready
way
to-
he talks is like the type of like performance and dialogue. I'm sure it was written that I hate, which is like all like yelling and
Yes,
just like
yes.
saying things that are not consequential just to talk. It just seems like he's
filling
too
up the
much of a
space.
fast talker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they bring him to the lab, and yeah, I want to see Howard the Duck getting into fish out of water antics. I don't want to see him shooting a laser at shooting a gun at a laser that's shooting a beam into the sky. I'm like, where are we? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Where are
How
we?
did we get here?
Not as interesting. So, what was it? It was like Jeffrey Jones and his guys were it was like they developed this like laser spectrometer. They were like
shoots
measuring.
into the dimension.
They were like measuring gas samples in space or something like that, and accidentally sucked Howard to Earth.
Yeah.
Wow. What a
and now
reveal. How exciting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's such a weird, convoluted, and boring way of him getting here.
Exactly.
Again,
And-
this is why it should have been in the beginning of the film, intercut with Howard
Yeah.
and his daily life. It's not really important. Really isn't important. They think it's this big reveal. Howard, we're gonna reveal to you how this happened. We don't really care.
but it's just so
paint dry.
random too.
And there's
it's
also
like,
Yeah.
this like stupid ticking clock aspect where it's like the polar alignment of the lunar eclipse or something. So we have to
gotta
do
do it
everything
right now.
tonight.
This
Yeah.
minute, in the next hour, we have to. Otherwise, there's no chance of you getting back.
Yeah,
Which
so this
turns out
is-
doesn't matter anyway. So
Yeah, so it's very strange because they're like, okay, we're going to reverse the process or something, get you back to your home planet. And then they show up at the lab after this accident has already occurred.
Gone
Everything's on
nutso.
fire and
Yeah.
destroyed. Jeffrey Jones has been in
Yes.
this accident and disappeared. So it's all very kind of strange. What was it? They find him later, and it turns out that he sucked some space demon down.
Yeah, but like, where do they find Jeffrey Jones? Is it in the lab?
he kind of
Prison.
shows
Yes.
up later.
Yeah.
He is in the lab.
Oh, I thought you
after-
meant where he is now. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
no, I meant.
Where's
in a
Jeffrey
lab.
Jones? Jeffrey? He's over here. We got him. He's fine. He's all right. He'll be
He's
back.
contained.
Yeah, I mean, he
Jeffrey?
will be back. Tim Burton's got him on speed dial. He's like, hey, I wanted to put Jeffrey Jones in Beetlejuice too. but they
Oh
wouldn't
my
let me.
God. I was surprised how much he showed up in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went all in on Jeffrey Jones. It got a bit awkward after the 25th
Appearance
Jeffrey
of him,
Jones's horrifying death joke. I was like, okay, I got it. You got it.
But I mean, the Howard the Duck movie at this point is like, you guys have been waiting for Jeffrey Jones, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to become the Jeffrey Jones show, all about him doing funny
I mean,
voices.
like, he is good in this movie.
He's great.
Like,
He's great.
going for it. He has stage presence. We just saw him in Amadeus. We finally watched.
yeah.
I finally
He's
watched
great.
Amadeus for the first time, and he's also great in that.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, so how do they end up at the diner? Is this they just going there? Oh, they're running away from the cops.
Yeah,
right?
the cops arrest Howard. They strip him down, and this is one of those like puppet shots.
You can really tell it's the puppet.
He's very thin, and it's just like his head, coming through. He's kind of attached to a box.
Yeah. With,
like,
with,
that's a puppet.
Tim Rose, puppeteer Tim Rose, has his hand through the boxes, and he's just like
Yeah.
naked
Oh,
Howard
okay.
in his little boxers.
It's good though. I like it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I wish the rest of the movie looked like that.
He and Leah Thompson escape from the cops. They run into Jeffrey Jones, who's he's got this like sunburn, whatever. They escape from the lab. They just like break out, and Jeffrey Jones start like transforming. I guess he says he's been possessed by this evil monster.
Yes.
Who's like taking him over. And then they show up at this diner.
They end up
What is
at
it?
Joe Roma's
Roma's
Cajun Sushi, which I thought was very funny.
I think
just
that is
like-
funny because it has a sign over the sushi. So I guess, first of all,
Yes.
Joe Roma is Italian.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
it's Cajun. And then they're like, okay, we're rebranding again as a sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's
And
funny.
they've probably rebranded, like this is the 12th time they've rebranded. And I love
Yeah.
that the staff is all wearing, these sort of Japanese headbands, and they're just wearing regular,
Yeah.
server outfits.
Yeah,
Everything
it's just
about
a regular
it is-
diner outfit.
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah, I really love it. I think it's very. And I should shout out and she's sadly no longer with us, but the actress that. There's another great performance in the middle of this movie. There's an actress who plays the server, the waitress
yeah,
at the
Jorley
restaurant.
McLean is her name.
Jorley McLean. It's very funny. Her energy, her delivery. I want more of her in this film. Honestly, I wish that, and all respect to Leah Thompson, I wish that Jorley McLean had been Beverly, like in an alternate world, just kind of something more interesting, something funnier and quirky.
yeah.
She
She's
seems like she's
fantastic.
someone famous that you should know, and I looked it up. I was like, no, Howard the Duck was her
3
first
movies.
role.
She did
movies.
3 films.
Yeah.
That's
I think
crazy.
that's it.
She
She has
has
such stage presence.
She has
Yeah,
a
she has.
wild IMDb trivia that says she attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Pasadena, California. That scene in Howard the Duck is so one of the only scenes in the movie that deserves a quick skim through. Died very young, approximately 53 years of age.
Oh my God.
So
That's
someone
your-
wrote
that's
that.
it.
It feels
That's
like
your
in one
bio.
go without rereading it. It's so one of the only scenes.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, she's dead. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
She also
no, she's
it's-
wonderful.
She became
Yeah,
a
she's great.
millionaire, starting a company called Everything for Love, which developed various items, including the popular head massage device called the Tingler. Yeah,
Wow.
head massage.
Whoa.
So she's a sex toy, like
Yeah.
dynamo, or whatever you call it.
Wow.
Person,
Well, rest
CEO.
in
Rest in
peace,
peace.
Jorley McLean. Rest in peace, and you and your sex empire. You will be missed.
'Cause
Yeah, having to act opposite Jeffrey Jones,
Doing a-
who's
doing a voice
monster.
like
yeah,
this.
and Leah
Yeah.
Thompson and Howard the Duck, and holding her own at that scene was pretty great.
It was good. She's got a great energy.
She's
and
very
then,
good.
you're in a diner, you're with your duck friend. These Yahoo truck drivers show up, as they always do.
and they are rabid for duck meat. Like
Yeah.
they
They love Howard. They think he's like a
guy in a suit.
a guy in a suit.
Oh no,
yeah. Or like,
ventriloquist dummy, I think.
Right.
Like, I'm making
Yeah,
him talk.
that's right.
everybody has their own idea of
Well,
what
the
how-
waitress is like, oh, it's a little kid in a costume, and then later she's like, I should have realized that next Halloween is next month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's a great line. That's a really good line. Yeah, that's true. Those hunter guys, though, the duck hunter guys are, again, coming into that scene out of nowhere at like a level 15.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and again, the ventriloquist, the conceit, the idea that they would come up with that idea that fast as they're approaching the booth. Hey, I know, this guy's doing the voice while this is the puppet. Look, see? I mean, it's out of control. It's very cartoony, but that diner scene, again, feels like the comic book to me.
Yeah,
Everything
it felt
about the
comic
colors,
booky.
the way it's shot. I mean, even the shot of like the entire restaurant leaning over Howard on the table as they're like
They're
putting
about
little
to cut him with the
garnishing on
butcher
him.
Why? How did they
Cleaver. They're putting like spices on
turn
him.
to like, we want to eat him. And at one point, Leah Thompson's like, that's my boyfriend. And the hunter's like, that's sick.
That stops the whole room. The whole room turns and
Like
looks.
even
which
if
is
he's
great.
like a child in a costume, like they're going to kill a child, I guess. with the
Yes,
butcher knife.
yes.
Yeah, they're tying him down. They're putting celery on him and stuff like that to like season
I guess
him.
for like duck hunters, I guess this is their ultimate prize. Wow, a giant.
But the
talking-
whole restaurant turns on
Everybody,
Howard.
like all the
hate-
customers are in the kitchen as well, like holding him down. And,
Yeah.
Look, you
Just
guys don't
salivating.
understand. You don't know. I'm from Ohio, okay? I grew up in Cleveland. You know, duck hunting season, we take it very seriously
Part of the
there. And,
culture.
you know, you can't just come walking into a diner in the middle of the night with your duck friend and expect us to be
Who
okay
can talk.
with it, okay?
Who can talk?
By the way, there's a
He's
lot
sentient.
of people in that diner because it's probably like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
true.
folks in that diner.
And there's like families in there.
There's families. It's,
They're
Well,
eating
they just
sushi.
been
They're
they're
eating
up late
sushi.
duck hunting, you know.
But yeah, so now this is where we get Jeffrey Jones monstering out, and
It just goes on
Great.
forever.
It goes on forever.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the visual effects.
I love it. Okay, now this is going to be
Great.
my favorite thing. It's in regards to this scene and then the final scene with the Phil Tippett puppet.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the hand drawn ILM energy effects. You know, it kind of reminded me of
Force lightning?
Big Trouble,
yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I kept thinking
you know, like
Ghostbusters.
Well,
themes.
that's what
Yeah.
they said. They changed the movie radically because of the success of Ghostbusters.
Oh,
After
okay. You
can
Ghostbusters
really
was a
tell.
huge success, they're like, can we get something like this? And they're like, oh, okay, I guess.
Sure, energy
Can we get
effects.
something like this? Can we get now the light effect, the line stuff, the strobing? Can you do some of that? Like poor bastard's got to go and draw it by hand.
Like, well, we
Jesus
really had this whole
Christ.
other thing planned, but I guess we'll have light beams now.
Yeah, can you?
Sure.
I do like the light beams. I do agree with you, Colin. How they shoot out from the side of the eyes.
Yeah,
you
from
know,
his
they come
eyes.
out
Pretty
and
cool.
then it goes forward. Everything's very well done. I mean, all of the effects. I think everything in this movie, from a technical standpoint, is very well done. This is at the height of Industrial Light and Magic's power. I mean,
Yeah.
this is we're just about to get into the CG era. And this is as good as it was going to get. I mean, even the matte work, I don't see really many
is
noticeable matte lines in this
really
movie.
good. Well, however, they did the huge space laser. It
the
looks like they actually built the bottom of it, like maybe life size, but it's really good. It's it must have been a model because they blow it up at the end.
And you can
Yeah,
also
yeah.
tell they either built, maybe it's a miniature, but when, it's probably a miniature. When Jeffrey Jones uses his psychic powers to make all the chairs move, it's like on a
Yes.
gimbal, so like all the stuff goes on its own.
That's
smashes
real.
Up against
That's
it.
a real.
Yeah.
okay.
They built the whole set
On a
I was
gimbal?
watching
Okay,
I was
yeah.
watching the documentary, and you see the whole crew crawling up this floor that's tilted sideways.
shit.
Oh,
and
love it.
and
For that
and
one
Willard
shot.
Hike. Willard Yick says, "All right, action!" And they just let all these chairs go, and they crash into that front door. That's kind of a cool effect. I remember as a kid, we were very scared by that when the trees kind of block the door, and
Yeah.
all the chairs do that kind of thing. It works. It all works. But yes, it goes on for a long time. The
Like
diner,
many
we're in
scenes.
the diner for like a half hour. That's
But
like
just
a,
that scene, though, it's just like things are exploding for what feels like 10 minutes.
You've got that like
true.
cleaver is like spinning around
Oh,
like a
yeah,
boomerang.
that-
Yeah,
was
and like
nuts.
men are being killed by being blasted out windows.
yeah,
yeah.
He's got these like shockwave rings that he shoots. I just love all that like 80s energy effects. I just love it, especially at the end when Howard shoots the stop motion creature. You get those like liquid type like splashes and stuff coming off of them that are all energy. I love that stuff.
And then you have Jeffrey Jones kidnap Leah Thompson. And just horrifying stuff where...
Yeah, and I mean, it's justified by apparently they need human hosts. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's, I think, why.
But like
he
Jeffrey
says that's
Jones
why
is like
he does
melting,
that.
turning into a monster man. And then I don't know if Richard Edlund worked on this movie. It looks like one of those, or like a Steve Johnson puppet, where like a from beyond tentacle comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And it's all like goopy and like...
Terrifying.
I think that gave kids nightmares.
It goes into the... Because they need like energy or something, right? So he sticks his tongue or his like mouth
It's
penis.
a tentacle that comes out of his mouth.
He sticks it into like the cigarette lighter.
Listen, this movie wants to create both extensions of what humans can feel, all horned up and terrified. It does them all.
Yeah, and we were joking that Jeffrey Jones, as he gets more and more decrepit, looks like John Carpenter.
From like body bags.
Yeah,
exactly.
the body bags, John Carpenter.
Oh, just like modern day John Carpenter. Especially
well, I will
by the
say,
end.
We're joking about how long that scene is, but it seems like the movie is self-aware of that, because Howard does say something very funny in that scene toward the end where he says, "They get the point, Jennings, because it's gone on so long." And I thought that was one of the bigger laughs in the movie, where I thought, oh my God, they're self-aware for one moment. They're giving us a little wink. So
now, did he say that on screen, or was he off screen being like...
Yeah, you might be right. That might have been let's have him say that. Yeah, you might be right.
Which is funny because they go right into the ultralight scene immediately.
It goes on so long.
So Howard the Duck
checked out.
teams up with Tim Robbins, who's in the back of a cop car.
Cop car.
Some wacky bit of business as Tim Robbins escapes the cop car through the front door when Howard easily opens the back door to let him in. There's a bit of business.
Now, how are the 11-year-olds reacting to this? Are they losing their minds? Like...
Fucking hilarious. One of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
They're standing up in the seats. Popcorn is going everywhere.
They're like tearing the seats off. They left the theater screaming like, Howard, Howard, Howard.
Okay, I'll give this scene a little bit of credit. I do like how he's like, use your instincts. You were a bird, fly, and he just flies it on top of a truck. And then
when he gets into the
just
ultralight, people need
escaping
to
on
look
a
this
truck.
up to see what it looks like.
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like our listeners don't know what an ultralight is. Also, what is it? Like, what is it for?
It's just an ultralight aircraft.
Is it like for fun? Or?
It's just for recreation.
Now, I've asked this question before. Josh, do you remember hot air balloons in your youth? Because I saw them everywhere when I was a kid.
Huge. Early 80s, big deal. Yeah, everybody.
What do you mean, just like flying around the city?
Just flying around the city, yeah. It was a big deal.
It was like in every magazine cover, like, Ohio Weekly. For whatever reason, there'd be a pasture and then a
hot air balloon.
air balloon. Yeah, hot air balloon.
They were,
always rainbow colors.
Yep.
Always.
A guy in
used for like advertising sometimes.
That's it.
Right?
A guy in a puffy vest would be on there with his wife, thumbs up.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm not going in one of those. But I will say there's a connection to young Sherlock Holmes, because there is a similar plane. There's a similar thing in that movie where the old scientist guy is flying one of those planes around.
I've got to watch that
Everyone
again.
was excited about these, and I also love that they find it in the parking lot adjacent to the diner. And they just sort of, somebody says, this is someone's weekend hobby is going to get us out of here. I think Tim Robbins says, yeah, well, someone's weekend hobby is going to get us out of this mess, or something like that. So the idea that maybe one of those hunters, maybe that's one of their airplane things. I have no idea.
Just flying around.
Yeah, I mean, they're just laying all around in Toronto, too. You want to get an ultralight, just fly.
It's right
How much do
there.
you think something like that costs? Can we invest in one? Maybe do some guerrilla
You gotta watch
advertising?
out for the drones in the air. They're gonna hit through your.
I don't want to be flying an ultralight anywhere.
I'm afraid of heights.
Can
so
you imagine?
I
You're like, I gotta get to work, and then you like get in your ultralight and just fly out.
No, I don't want to. It's a terrible
yeah,
way.
Sorry,
goes
Colin.
on forever.
We sold everything that you own to buy an ultralight. All right, I'm gonna look it up now if I can buy
Son
it.
I'm
of
looking
a
up
bee.
right now to see how much it would cost me.
to buy an
I feel like
ultralight.
California might be a little more ultralight friendly.
That would be like the ultimate cosplay. You show up at like Fantasy Con in like an
in the
ultralight.
ultralight and a Howard the Duck.
In a
Howard
Howard
the
the
Duck.
Duck costume? Oh, man.
Yeah.
No,
By
you'd
the
have
way-
to play Tim Robbins.
Yeah, with like Tim Robbins hanging off. I will say this looks dangerous.
So
It is.
Like
you can.
this looks very
So
dangerous.
you buy them as
Real.
kits. And
And you build it?
Yes. So they start from 8,000 to 15,000 for a
God.
single seat model. I'm not getting in a $15,000.
I'm not getting
kit
in
that I broke.
anything that I buy.
But
or that I put
build.
together.
but fully equipped advanced models go from $30,000 to $60,000.
This says a high-end electric model over $100,000 for fully loaded high-performance models with glass cockpits. My question to you is, I watched the making of this, the little behind the scenes of the making of this scene. It is very exciting. This is one of my favorite action scenes in the movie. Yes, it goes a little bit long, but it is all practical. There is a real guy piloting that plane. Now, at first, I thought that they surely must have had just a little Howard the Duck dummy sitting in front. No, there's really a person in that outfit. So my question is it Ed Gale who plays Howard, or did they get a little stunt person, to get inside of Howard's outfit and sit in that?
I sure hope it was a stunt person.
For safety reasons, I would hope that it's a stunt person.
I would hope. But they never interview the guy. Yeah, they put a kid in. It's actually a 6-year-old kid that they have in that.
They did have a stunt person play Tim Robbins.
There's a scene where Tim Robbins is in the water, and that plane is so close to the ground. Like that's so dangerous.
And that is Tim Robbins.
It is.
It's terrific.
Those
and you never
close-ups.
get. I'm just thinking of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in '89. How terrible that biplane sequence was, and how fake it looked. The one with Sean Connery where they're flying. Yeah. It's just obviously on a blue screen and it's terrible. Right. This had none of that.
But a lot of it is the plane is clearly on a crane that's holding it up as they're driving down the street. But there's other moments where it's clearly not, and you're like, oh my God. This sequence, for people who haven't seen the movie, it's basically like the climax of Blues Brothers. It goes on so long. There's so many crashing cars in it.
Right.
And it's dangerous.
That's why John Landis didn't want to direct this movie.
Yes.
Because he thought it would be too similar.
No, that would...
I'm not joking.
Not for anyone's safety or anything like that.
No, of course not.
He wanted it to be longer. I actually want this movie to be longer. Can we make this chase 3 hours long? All right, John.
I will say, though, hey,
helicopters?
at least they put... the sequence annoys me, but at least there's effort put in.
April's
It's not like they phoned it
I
in.
hate smiling.
Come on.
Honestly, if he just removed Tim Robbins, I would be fine with it. But he's just screaming like an idiot the whole time.
So
and I don't hate Tim Robbins as an actor.
You hate his politics, though. You say that all the time.
I don't even know what his politics are.
I hate his smug attitude.
In my mind, this Tim Robbins in this movie is the same character he plays in War of the Worlds. Just later.
So he lost his mind.
That's the same guy. Yeah, he's seen a lot of shit in his life.
He's had a dark turn in his life.
I think that's good. There's a little picture of Howard down in his basement. Yeah, I like that.
He's also the same guy in Mystic River, which happens after War of the Worlds.
No.
No.
He's lived a very
So
hard
many
life.
things have happened to this guy.
I never saw Mystic River, so I'm assuming spoilers.
You don't need to worry about that.
It's all because of his encounter with this duck alien. His life went sideways.
Changed his life.
Oh,
And he's also the dad from Zasura. I'm just looking at Tim Robbins.
Yeah,
underrated movie.
But yeah, we finally get back to the lab. And
there was some good explosions here. With John Carpenter's driving that truck. He blows up
a whole line of
row
cars
That's
explode. We're
getting to the lab, and you're like, the movie must be almost over, right? And it's like, no,
there's 20 minutes left.
No, we've got to stop off at the Cuyahoga nuclear power plant, which does not exist. In case anybody's wondering,
in Cleveland,
there is no Cuyahoga nuclear power plant. There is the Perry power plant, which is still in operation right off the edge of Lake Erie, which is probably why the fish taste so good over there. But
that's so big.
Yeah, they go. But there is a running cup of coffee joke which I caught and I thought is very funny and very subtle. Everybody seems to think, starting at the diner, that all Jennings needs is a cup of coffee.
That's right.
Leah Thompson says we should get him a cup of coffee. And then somebody at the Cuyahoga nuclear power plant says, hey, maybe we should take a break for coffee after Jeffrey Jones does some wacky stuff. So
and he's sweating profusely. Earlier in the diner, someone also says, oh, damn, he must have had the chili.
That's a good line. Yes.
Which is in the same vein.
As he's shooting beams out of his eyes.
But good work on his makeup because he looks insane. And he just needs some caffeine,
Yeah, just
now, shout out to the Wilhelm Scream. By the way, the Wilhelm Scream does make an appearance. We forget. When all the duck hunters are being assaulted and dive bombed by Howard. I actually like that part. It was very funny that all the duck hunters are out there on the water and Howard's taking the opportunity to dive bomb all of them. And
the tables have turned.
Classic Wilhelm in there. So
Is that like an ILM thing?
I believe it was, right? I think
Yeah.
I feel
they
like it's a
started it.
Lucas thing.
Yeah, it's
or,
a Lucas thing.
Well,
Yeah.
is he the one who started using it?
I don't know.
Well, it comes from an
more like-
older. It's an older picture, and we just sort of worked it in. It was kind of a fun thing, and I started talking to some of the guys over there, and said, it would be kind of fun if we put that in there and put it in there in every fucking movie. And,
It became a joke, I guess.
whatever. You don't have me to kick around anymore. Kiss me.
What is George Lucas doing right now? This is a question I ask myself all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm making very small films.
Liar!
Making,
You're a liar.
Well, the idea is that the films I'm making are so small that the crew itself, they're not little people. They're actually they're micro people. They're very tiny little people. And the idea is that even I don't know what films they're making because I can't see them. They're not able to be seen with the naked eye. So there's a miniature film crew with cameras. And in fact, the other night I got up and I was really hungry. I wanted to get a snack. It was about midnight, and I forgot they were all camped out by the fridge. And I killed about half the crew, and I didn't even know I stepped on them. So, but these are movies that are so experimental that even I won't see them. So that's really what That's really what George is up to.
I don't think George is going to the movies these days.
Yeah.
If I was George, I think I would be like, I need to be photographed somewhere that's not in a mall eating Chinese food.
Yeah.
Because this will become my defining thing.
No, I'm a
Or
regular
walking
guy.
in-
I'm like you guys. I'm regular people.
Walking behind that
Walking
guy.
behind someone talking about geos
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, look at me. Here I am just walking around. What the fuck?
Like the Sasquatch.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
Oh, God.
A great line from Jeffrey Jones is before he explodes all those cars, which is an awesome sequence. Which they run out of money to blow up any more cars, so they just go to a very white. They just do a big white wipe on the screen for about 3 seconds. But he says, "I am not Jack. I am not Jack." We love that as kids. That's very funny. Very funny stuff.
I don't
Funny
understand.
stuff.
Why is that
So
a joke?
funny.
Oh,
So
is it just a funny thing to say?
It's just so well because
a
the
funny
guy
thing.
says, "Move your car. You got to move your car."
Oh, move your
Jack," and he
car,
says,
Jack.
I am not.
Oh,
Jack.
I thought he was like, I'm not Jack Nicholson.
I'm not Jack. I'm not Jack.
I love that he's an alien from another dimension. He's still quipping. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a lot
lots
of
of
quips in
quips.
this. In this.
Tons of one-liners.
I do. It's stupid, but I kind of appreciate it because it's giving this movie a lighthearted tone. Which, if it didn't, because again, this last act gets pretty dark. What with the giant scorpion monster and
Love
stuff, and yeah, I guess Leah Thompson is kind of like she lightens it up a bit. She's like, "Oh, Howard, please save me. He's in a really bad mood."
I love that. Yeah.
You know. And
yes.
big
So
climax.
We get back to the lab. So I guess like Jeffrey Jones's evil plan is to bring a whole bunch of other demons,
reopen the portal.
reopen the portal, and bring them to Earth. I don't know, so we can eat people or something. Take over
Something. I don't.
Something.
They don't really make that clear.
Howard and him have a face-off. They get a laser. They have two face-offs.
Big gun that's like a particle deaccelerator or something.
Something.
Did I just make that up? I
I'm
don't know.
not a scientist. I don't know, April.
Okay.
That seems right. That seems correct.
Seems right.
But yeah, it's like they kind of they shoot Jeffrey Jones, he's dead, and they free Leah Thompson, and then no, it's not over. There's still
gotta have
more.
some
Jeffrey
more.
Jones is not dead. He's still alive.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that Jeffrey Jones just shows up and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm fine." Like makeup off, and now I'm good again. Because before he gets taken over by the demon, he says something like, "I'm dying."
dead. Yeah.
Which is actually kind of funny.
That's like a note. That's why it's like Optimus is alive. No, Duke's alive. I don't know if you know that, April, in the G.I. Joe the movie, like it seems like Duke, the hero, dies, and at the last moment they dub someone going, "Duke's alive" off screen,
But just to not like
just so the
not
kids wouldn't
upset
think
people.
that he died. Yeah.
Yeah. But
These
yeah,
were
so
big
we get giant
Giant
Phil
Phil Tippett
Tippett
creatures.
stop motion
So cool.
monster, which I do love this. I
It's
think
so
it's
good.
great. I like the design.
The
I
design's
love
really
stop
cool.
motion.
Now I
was-
believe this monster looks like he's shot with go motion, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
Yeah,
He
he
sure is.
has that particular.
what did
look
they
to
name it? Because they said after Dragon Slayer, it's like it's like never motion. Like we're never doing this ever again because it's so complicated. And basically, what go motion was is that every time a frame was taken, it would move the camera a little bit to give it a motion blur when it moves.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
not like static.
I think they said they would like smack the table when they were shooting RoboCop at the
Oh.
Ed 209. you've just like smacked the table a bit, so it kind of just jostle and people are in frame. But it looks really good.
So if it doesn't have it would look unnatural if it didn't have.
It looks very have that like staccato look to it.
It just looks like there's no motion blur. So Colin can speak to this. Like when you do CG stuff, right, Colin? Like you add motion blur to it to make it feel more natural.
Well, you just build it into the render. So when you're rendering 3D stuff, you can like turn it on or off. You can control like the shutter angle like you would, a film camera.
Because I remember when I listened to the commentary for Spy Kids 2, as every 17-year-old does, Robert Rodriguez was like, "Oh, the skeletons, we didn't put motion blur on them because we wanted to look like the Ray Harryhausen skeletons."
Right.
That there's like an unnatural feel to it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It makes the monster look weird. The monster is very complicated too. Like there's a lot of moving parts.
It's a lot of parts,
Yeah, but I love you can like shoot those tentacles out of his hands as well, which are really cool.
Yeah, cut to like a practical, not miniature tentacle.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying like it doesn't really look as big as it is supposed to be, which is just like a side effect of the stop motion. Like I can tell it's not really that big, but like that's okay.
It's got just stop motion.
April, you gonna add that to Cinema Sins? You're like monster not big.
Doesn't look big.
Doesn't look big.
-1 star. But like that scene
all right,
where
so let's
it's
give it 4 because obviously it was a 5 before that.
The scene where they're shooting into the sky and you see the other ones like flying in, like looked scary to me. And I know it's just one duplicated a couple times, but it was scary that like to see these things like flying at the camera.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. No, but they do have this countdown that happens here. It's like 4 minutes for the other demons to arrive.
What are some like 80s to 90s movies that were successful that had good stop motion in them? Colin, Josh, anything come to mind?
Well, I mean, like RoboCop.
Well, other than RoboCop, that's pretty much it. Because I think of a lot of stuff that was like failures. So like Howard the Duck. Like they look at
Willow came afterward.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty great too. That's Phil Tippett as
Dragon
well.
Slayer was a huge bust too.
Oh, Dragon Slayer was great.
And that movie is
effects.
amazing. Like it's so frustrating that and that was another. Was he a Lucas? He was a Spielberg. They were part of the movie gang. Matthew Robbins, who directed that
Robbins,
movie.
who did Batteries Not Included.
Batteries Not Included.
Oh shit! Right.
I believe he wrote Sugarland Express. Am I confusing him with somebody else?
Yes, I think you're right. Yep, that's how they first.
As well as the amazingly underseen Cadillac Summer, which was the Mark Hamill starring vehicle after Star Wars.
Or Corvette.
Wait,
was it
Corvette Summer.
Corvette Summer. Yeah.
Now Cadillac Summer's, I think, a different. I'd like to see that film.
That's the porn.
Cadillac Summer. That's the one with like Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy. I think that was another. Cadillac Summer. That's the summer that. Oh no, that was Kick the Can from Twilight Zone. Never mind.
Right.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and kick the can. Now you're young again. Oh boy. Well, let's do this for an hour.
I'm making Steven Spielberg. I'm directing this under duress, and I don't want to do this. Please don't make me.
Guys, I don't want to be here. This was awful. Oh, Jesus. Okay, just have him kick the can and we're fine. We're done. Cut. I got to know.
Whoa.
Hey, listen, I just want to say this.
Josh has got a Spielberg.
I keep it under wraps. I keep it under wraps.
Yeah, in case the big S learns about it, he's like,
listen for it on the next Red Letter Media. You guys can complain that I do it too much. I know. Why does he keep doing it? Anyway, this movie turns into a very fun 1950s B movie, a sci-fi B movie. And one of the things that I've done with a lot of George Lucas movies, Star Wars, and certainly Indiana Jones, is I watch them in black and white. And it is a visceral, completely different experience. And especially with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I will defend to the end of my days, in black and white is so much fun. It plays just like a 50s B movie, which is exactly what it is. And this movie... You mentioned Leah Thompson being on the table, saying, Howard, help me. He's in a really bad mood. I mean, all of that stuff feels so B-movie sci-fi, and in black and white, it's so much cooler. And it's like this film couldn't figure out whether it wanted to be film noir, sci-fi B-movie, or just generic 80s movie in the middle. And that's kind of the problem with the film, is it doesn't know what it's supposed to be. But I think this last act is awesome. The Phil Tippett effects are unbelievable. There's one shot in that final act. There's one shot where Howard is riding away in that little vehicle with the laser attached to it.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson and Tim Robbins are stuck in this weird sparkly force field thing, and they're having to act their asses off and just shake, It looks, and then you have the stop motion creature in the background and the miniature of there's all types of effects techniques happening in one shot, and it looks amazing. It really, really looks good for a 40-year-old film. I'm very impressed. I really am.
Yeah, it's great. It's terrific on the remaster as well.
Really, really nice.
I wonder
but
when
black
this was-
and white. Try it out.
Black and white. That'd
Give it
be
a look.
interesting.
See what you think. Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, this move obviously a huge failure, but clearly there was interest to get a remaster.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
That's
I
cool.
thought it would
or
just
is
be
it more
buried
of like
or-
a curio, like a George Lucas influence thing? You
Maybe
know?
is it because it's universal? Like I have an image of him just like blocking this from being like remastered.
Yeah.
I think it's a Marvel thing. I mean, I'm looking at I have the 4K
Yeah.
here, and on the back, for the first time ever, is emblazoned the giant Marvel logo.
Oh, no
it's
shit.
and,
Well-
technically this is the first, I guess, minus the old 40s films. Isn't this the first proper Marvel film? Wouldn't
Well,
Howard the Duck-
so Howard the Duck was sold as part of a deal to, I think, NBC or ABC, and they had done a bunch of TV movies.
Right.
They had done a Doctor Strange and
Yes,
that crappy
yes.
Captain America, where it's like death
Yes,
comes
yes.
too soon.
Oh,
or something like
right.
Yeah,
that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Howard was supposed to be part of that deal. And Howard the Duck is also very complicated in that there was a big legal kerfuffle because the creator Steve Gerber claimed rights on Howard, and Marvel was like, "You were a work for hire. We own Howard."
Yeah,
and that led
he
to
lost,
a bunch of
He lost
complications.
that, by the way.
Yeah,
he had
did.
to admit. He had to admit in court. Yes, that's true.
I was a work for hire, which sucks. But Steve Gerber's entire career was kind of continually returning to Howard the Duck, including, was it Howard the Duck? Or maybe it was a different, where there was a crossover. Yeah, it was Howard the Duck. And the Ducks got confused. And that, like, Steve Gerber somehow got Howard back if you followed what actually happened in the comic book, even though it wasn't supposed to happen that way. So,
he got owner in the comics.
in the
he
comic,
got
like
ownership
if
of
you
Howard.
followed the story, Howard
Right.
changed his look to be a different duck character.
Yes,
And like the editor didn't catch it until it went to print. And so like fans are like, "Oh, the
that's
real
good.
Howard's over here."
well, that's true. By the way, the original Howard the Duck. I think Disney intervened because
Yes.
Howard looked too much like a Donald Duck.
That's why
because
he has
it-
pants.
Yeah,
He had no
that's
pants
right.
on.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of conversations about that. I think the other interesting thing about this movie is, look, it's not tied to the Marvel universe. It doesn't have that thing that we currently, that exhausting sort of, we've got to make sure to tie this into the larger comic book. There was no thought about that at the time. So there is kind of a purity to this movie, as cumbersome and, weird that this film is. That's one of the things I like about it, is it's not beholden to this larger cinematic universe because it didn't exist yet. It is its own thing unto itself.
I will say, as a kid, Howard the Duck was kind of rare when I was a teenager. Marvel published, I don't know why I bought this, because I hadn't even seen the movie, but I wanted Howard the Duck so bad that I picked up, I don't know if Josh remembers this, they were black and white reprints. They were called Essentials. It was $20 and you get like 25 issues printed on newsprint.
yeah.
And I had the Howard the Duck one, and I read it from back to front over and over again. And Spider-Man shows up in the first issue, I think, because
He
there was
does.
a
You're
thing
right.
that Marvel
Yep.
was like, listen, Spider-Man is always available on call to appear in whatever like new series is starting. Hey, look, Spider-Man
help
is
him.
here. Yeah.
Spider-Man and Swamp Thing, I think, are in the
Oh,
first.
Man-Thing?
the-
Yeah.
Man-Thing. Yeah, they're in the first issue. Yeah.
And yeah, they've been teasing Howard the Duck in the new movies, as we know, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He had that cameo.
But
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was supposed to
were
get-
they ever actually serious about having him have his own movie?
Well, they
again?
produced a cartoon series that got canceled before it was done. Like, and they got pretty far into it.
Really?
Yep.
This movie, I think, probably is still like haunting the Howard the Duck brand, because he showed up at like a stinger scene and the collectors, what have
Yeah.
you, and people were like, yes, but like I don't think they could. I don't think they would make a new Howard the Duck movie. But if they did, they could right all the wrongs that were done in this movie.
Yeah.
I.e., what with the confused.
Do you think you'd
story
feel
and
too
plot.
similar to like Rocket Raccoon if they did that?
Well, like,
Yeah, it's
again,
possible.
like the cartoon supposedly got very far, and I think it was the Fox merger that killed it.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
that
honestly,
makes
like
sense, yeah.
I'd watch a cartoon of Howard the Duck.
Well, there's a
Give it to me.
there's a very good run that people like. That was Chip Zdarsky wrote it. Toronto's own Chip Zdarsky. That's very funny, where he is a detective going around like solving mysteries and stuff like that. But I want to ask Josh, how true to Cleveland is this film? We didn't get into the Cleveland of it.
Not at all. It is. Now it was very. That was the other. Maybe that's why we were so excited to watch this movie, because we were in Cleveland watching a movie about Cleveland, and we very quickly realized, even at 11, that this is not Cleveland. Wait, where is that? That's not anywhere. That bridge, that doesn't exist. What's that nightclub? I don't know anything about this. That nightclub that I frequent at 11. And, because I think if Howard had ended up in Cleveland in the 80s, he would have had a very different welcome. It would be a very different demographic down in that part of town, and we would have had a much more interesting and I think funnier film. Right? For what we got was like RoboCop 2-esque punks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like who are coming in again at like a level 15. Hey man, look at this little fucker.
Oh man, he's
like,
high
right
on
away.
nuke.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yes, exactly. But I think it does not resemble Cleveland or Ohio. I just like the attempt to, put different signage in different places, the nuclear power plant, the little shout outs to WMMS, which is still our classic rock station, but going strong for many decades. They put a bumper sticker of WMMS, home of the buzzard, on Beverly's guitar case, just like overt that, like, look, she has a bumper sticker of W. No one would put a bumper sticker of WMMS on their guitar case.
No,
I don't know what you're doing. But I think that if they redid it, there would be a chance, because they do ironically shoot a lot of Marvel movies in Cleveland. A lot of stuff is shot downtown that doubles for New York or wherever.
Really?
Yeah, and so that's kind of ironic, and it would be, I think, very funny to embrace Cleveland. But in the 80s, Cleveland was the butt of a lot of jokes. I mean, it was called the Mistake by the Lake. Lake Erie, Lake Erie ridiculous. I mean, we had a lot of hard times. Our sports teams still not so great, but none of that stuff is in here. There's no real Cleveland in jokes in this thing at all. So it was shot mostly, I think, in the Bay Area. I'm pretty sure it was all close to home.
Yeah.
They could have gone to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've been to Cleveland to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wait. Why, April?
It was a high
why
school
were you
trip.
there?
Oh, okay.
It was a high school music
okay,
trip.
that makes sense.
Through my school.
Look at that. Look, there's Janis Joplin's underwear. Great. All right, let's go.
Oh, that could have been fun.
Cool.
What if there's like the duck version of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, it
Oh,
didn't
God.
exist. It didn't exist yet in
Oh,
1986.
okay, right. So
Arrow
it wasn't
duck.
built yet.
But that is a very good point, and it would have been cool to see Howard visit some of the the radio stations there or the bars. There's no local flavor at all. It's just nightclub, back to Beverly's apartment, over to the museum, back to Beverly's
and then
apartment.
the lab, yeah.
Then the lab, back to the unemployment line, back to Beverly's apartment.
Yeah, honestly, like the
Not a lot.
coolest set is probably that bathhouse. Dario
Oh,
Argento's
yeah.
bathhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like interesting and different. Wait, so like that Natural History Museum, that's not a real place in Cleveland?
It is, yes. And the logo, that's kind of, I actually like that on the side of the bus they have the Natural History Museum logo, the brontosaurus or whatever, that dinosaur on the side of the van that they're driving. That is from Cleveland. But our museum is way cooler. There's a lot of like old exhibits that have been there since the 60s or 70s that they haven't changed, and it's awesome. And it would be really cool to see Howard in that environment. And again, Howard posing with some of the displays, pretending that hiding out like he does in the movie, hides out next to some giant oversized roosters or something. More of that stuff would have been good. But no, it does not resemble Cleveland in any way. I don't know. That's not my Cleveland.
No giant space lasers.
Or giant creatures.
Well,
Yeah. At the end of the movie, Howard does play the electric guitar.
What we've been
Yes,
waiting
he
for
does.
the
all
entire
is
time.
forgiven.
yes, he does.
Does he do the duck walk?
They make a joke about the duck walk in the movie.
I think he does.
Well-
He and Leah Thompson are kind of having like a riff off.
Yeah.
Oh God, when he uses his duck
beak.
bill to
Yeah.
play the guitar,
Yes.
and then
Oh, yeah.
Leah Thompson does this. She mimics it, but her nose isn't even. She's just being silly. Like I can
Yeah,
do
she's
that.
not even close.
She's like annoyed that he's doing it for some reason. Like, look at this fucking. I'm like, what? That's cool that he's playing it with his duck bill. Why are you such an asshole about this?
Yeah, she's
he
not like
saved your life.
She's not even impressed. She's like, Whatever.
Whatever.
I can do that. And for some reason, Tim Robbins, I guess, is he now like?
Yeah. Why is he involved in the band?
Is he the stage stage show guy now?
Yeah,
Like,
he's supposed to be a scientist.
He's like a lighting tech.
Pull the rope. We got to cue the giant egg. Howard. Oh no, there's a mishap. Howard's on
I'm
stage.
on stage, yeah, but then he's kind of like, I planned it the whole time, but Howard didn't know about it. I don't know. It was very convoluted.
Well, I know that Ed Gale, who was in the Howard outfit, talked about how fun it was to be up there on stage and do those, just rock out.
Yeah,
his little guitar.
How much can Ed Gale see? Like, probably all he hears
can't
is
see anything.
He's feeling the energy, though.
Just
all
hear these
layered
people
and
screaming.
Yeah.
That's actually a great point, Justin. Ed Gale could see nothing.
Yeah.
Ed Gale, they would rehearse the scenes and Ed would just remember where all the objects were,
Jesus
essentially
Christ.
by touch. And
Wow.
so if you pay attention to that and rewatch the movie in Ed Gale vision, it's a lot of fun because you can tell when he's reaching for things and doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And I have to say, look, this is a very hard movie to make, and they had a lot of problems on this film. I can't imagine what a Herculean task it was to have this animatronic head on a little person with like 7 puppeteers operating the eyes and the brows and the duckbill and all that stuff. Somehow they made it work. I mean, despite all of that, look, it's not the greatest film in the world, but I think technically they pulled it off very, very well. And I'm surprised it happened at all because it could have been a real disaster. Shout out to that 6-year-old kid who's now, 40-something.
He's on the con circuit. His autographs are only $15.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was in the costume. Yeah, it was me.
I think I get him to play.
He sits next to Ari from Friday the 13th, the kid that jumped out of the water, the original Jason.
The original.
He's definitely.
This kid, he was in the duck suit. No, I was the first one. No, not Ed Gale. I was the one before that.
I got to ask Josh, because I was just thinking of, like, every time I see a new horror film, I look at the people's faces and I wonder, like, are they thinking of the conventions they will be going in 5 to 10 years' time?
Oh, God.
Josh, have you ever hit the convention circuit for any of that stuff? Or
no,
like the things that you've done?
Weirdly, I've tried a couple of years ago, and I was like, I thought it was at a manager's insistence, and I thought, I don't know that I'm there yet. I don't know. I'm sure there's money to be made, but I really don't want to charge people for those things.
Yeah.
Except for shirts, if you want to buy those from my store. I don't know. There's a sadness to it.
Like, do you put out the sign of like your character from Final Fantasy 13, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, remember me? Remember I was this guy? I don't know. Because one time I was at Monster Palooza.
Yeah.
In Pasadena, and I saw I can't remember any Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my favorite old horror films. Got the creature right behind me, but was it Julie Adams? Julie Adams was the star of that film. Julie Adams. And Julie Adams, it's about a year away from her passing. They have her propped up at one of these tables at Monster Palooza. Yeah. And it's just not something that I really wanted to see in my life. And my heart broke. And there was nobody over there. And I just thought, get Julie Adams out of here.
I was going to say, like, are they there because, like, at least I'm doing something and people are coming up to me and they're remembering me? Or is it like Stan Lee, like he doesn't know where he is?
Oh, that was so sad.
And
or
like
is it a
forced.
money thing, which you would hope not, but
I think it's when they're older. I think it's a Stan Lee thing. I mean, look, it's like younger actors, obviously it's usually at the manager's insistence. I mean, while it would be cool to meet Ed Gale, who was also Chucky, by the way, I should point out.
Oh yeah.
Ed is very famous, but he's like, I get asked to sign more autographs for fucking Howard the Duck. I'm like, don't you guys know I'm Chucky? He says that in the documentary. Don't you fucking know that I'm fucking? He's like, bro, take a win. You're Howard the Duck. But he's also in Spaceballs.
You're going up to him and be like, you're Howard.
Yeah, he's famously Mel Brooks. He met with Ed Gale and. Mel Brooks said, anybody who was in Howard the Duck could be in my movie. And so he put him in Spaceballs. So Ed Gale is in Spaceballs as well. But I don't know, man. Those conventions, I go back and forth on it. It seems kind of sad. I saw Ed Begley once sitting at a table by himself.
Oh, no.
I just wanted to go, Ed, come on, let's get you out of here, man. We don't
I mean, I always think of meeting like Greg Nicotero once, and this was pre-Walking Dead. He was so happy to be there. He was like, "Listen, I got to charge you $5. They legally forced me to charge you something for an autograph." But he's like, "I'll give you something off the table if you want." Like, and he just talked to me for 30 minutes. So some people are happy to be, because I had given him a copy of Scott Spiegel's Intruder. And he's like, "Oh, The Intruder! Charles Band fucked me on this movie."
Yeah.
So sometimes they're happy to be there.
I would love to do it. I think I've tried, and people said, Jeff Peterson, we don't know what that is. We don't want you. Like, they rejected me, and I'm like, okay. I would love to go and not charge people and just meet people, because I know there's a lot of people out there that, enjoy the different shows that I've done. Certainly the Late Late Show fans out there.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I would have a great time doing that.
You're like getting under the table, you're putting the skeleton up.
Yeah, well, now we're getting into some really sad stuff. Yeah, I saw Josh. He hides under the table with the I did do that at Comic-Con.
Oh, wait, you did?
Yes. Oh my God. It was at the height of the Late Late Show.
Okay,
so CBS says, "Hey, we're going to have Jeff Peterson at the CBS booth." And I go, "Wow, that's the booth to go to at Comic-Con." Everyone lines up in droves. Well, everybody, there was lines around the booth for hours to talk to Jeff Peterson. But the producers said, "Oh, but you can't come out from hiding."
Well, you can't. Wait, why?
I was like, well, no, that's Comic-Con. Kind of the idea is they want to meet the people. Yeah, we just think we want to create the illusion that Jeff is real. It's not real. So I went there 2 years in a row and never got to come out and meet people.
Oh my God.
Wait, I'm looking up right now if there's photos of Jeff Peterson at Comic-Con, knowing that you're like under the desk.
Yeah. I was in this room with the camera and all these monitors, and I could talk to people, and
Did you control the puppet?
I controlled the puppet, all the movements and the mouth movements and everything. The one cool thing that happened was the great Rob Paulsen, great voice actor Rob Paulsen, star of one of my favorite horror movies, was it Fire? Eyes of Fire.
Yeah, we got him to we did a 35mm screening of that film, and someone asked him, I guess on Cameo, that we got a video of him, and he's like, "No one has ever asked me about this for years."
Yeah, he's like,
I love Rob Paulsen.
Yeah. He's so great. Eyes of Fire. He's always like, "How do you know about it? I have the original poster." He's like, "Why do you have this?" I'm like, "It's great." So anyway, Rob Paulsen he knew I was in the booth, and he knocked on the door to the booth and introduced himself. That's how I met Rob. So it was very, very sweet of him. That was the one good thing. And he said, "Why aren't you outside?"
You wipe the tears from your face. You're like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah.
They thought it would ruin the illusion, I guess, if people knew that a human was doing the voice.
Children watching the Late Late Show to learn that.
I have a feeling there were other reasons for that, which I'll put into my book if I ever write it. But there's a lot of other things going on there on that show. But but I would love that, and I do think that it's sad, but also kind of exciting. So we've covered a lot of ground here as far as conventions go.
Now we're gonna say this, and then next year, Josh has the booze. He's under it.
Yeah. He was right. Justin was right. "Hi, kids. How are you?
Yeah.
$30 to talk to
Remember
Jeff.
Red Letter Media? Here's a photo of me.
Remember me?"
I mean, I remember my friend asked me to come to a booth to sell my Blu-rays at a convention like that. And across from me was the guy that he's in Return of the Living Dead. He's also in Friday the 13th Part 6. Tom Matthews.
Tom Matthews.
And I wanted to talk to him so bad because I wrote a book on Albert Pyun, and he starred in a whole bunch of his movies or appeared in it. And I just couldn't do it. It was I was literally sitting 3 feet away, but there was an energy off him. I don't want to be here. I'm just here to sign autographs. And I asked him about it in passing during the Q&A, and he's like, "Yeah, I did it because he called me, and I didn't really know him that well." And I was like, "That's not true. We talked on Facebook." Yes.
That's it. That's I mean, that's hard to hear, but I did go through that for a minute, where it was the sort of "I am not Spock, I am not Jeff" kind of thing, because you want to do other stuff, but. That's too bad, because Tom Matthews is well loved and has been in a lot of really fun movies.
But even now, he's like, "I work as a contractor. I don't act anymore," and it's like, ugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I mean, I was thinking about Howard the Duck and how this film became, thinking about the movies like that he was in, but Howard the Duck sort of became the butt of a lot of jokes for many years.
Yep.
Until prior to that, it was Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Ishtar, maybe, before that.
Yeah,
I was going to
Ishtar.
say Ishtar was after, and then Ishtar took the mantle for a very long time. Then Waterworld took the mantle from them. You know, so, but what do you guys think? I mean, has because this happens with a lot of George Lucas things, and George is usually always right about this. I feel this way about the Star Wars prequels. I just feel like he's doing something else in his own way, and eventually it's appreciated. Do you think that time has been kind to this film, to Howard the Duck?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think time has been very kind to Howard the Duck.
This is not.
I think
this is not a bad movie.
Yeah, younger people, especially people who were the target demographic when it came out, are also have kind. I don't think that like my parents think that this movie is good. No,
Right,
but
right.
I think that like the millennial and the younger Gen Xers, I think, you know. I feel like this movie has played like the local rep theaters in Toronto, and you know people are coming out to see it. It is a cult. I got a cult classic.
If I had seen this in '86, it would have been just like another classic '80s movie that I'd probably watch all the time.
Yeah,
it's sort of in that golden. It's again at 11 years old. I mean, it's a specific period of time and a certain kind of film that came into our lives when we were that age, 10 or 11 years old. The other movie was a movie called Big Shots, which nobody talks about enough. But these little young Darius McCrary from Family Matters and this other kid, they are would-be thieves. They're both little kids. They drive around in a limo. They steal watches. They're little thugs. It was one of the funniest movies to be in life. The other one I suggested was Making Contact, which was...
the Roland Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich's first, I want to say, American film, which is sort of a weird E.T. poltergeist ripoff, which opening credits are over this young boy's father's funeral. That's how the movie opens. It's a very exciting movie.
I do want to watch that movie.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued by it. Yeah.
But those kind of movies, Night of the Creeps, and a lot of these kind of bombs like Willow and Explorers, you know, these movies were sort of falling out of favor, but they're ones that we kept close to our hearts and now have become these sort of well-loved classics. And I think that's just kind of the way it goes. And that's why I love George, because George's sense of humor is so cornball and so silly and so old-fashioned and like also whimsical. Like the word whimsy, sort of people recoil at that in general, but I think George Lucas is really just about things that are whimsical and silly. And if you can buy into that and go with it and worry less about, you know, dialogue and story structure, whatever. I'm not even being, it just doesn't matter. It just have an enjoyable time. I think that's why Howard the Duck is something that endures for me. I mean, it's just it's a silly goose. It's a silly goose of a time.
And I would say overall it's enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
except for Tim Robbins. Except for fucking Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Fuck Tim Robbins.
You
So
love
that's,
seeing him hang off that ultralight.
Tim Robbins is the listener, Josh.
Well,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
got
come
his
see me
in
at
War
the
of the
conventions. Come to the conventions. My fuck Tim Robbins
at the
banner.
conventions. I bet you he is.
Hey Tim,
No,
what's up, you
he's
piece
not.
of shit?
He's married to Susan Sarandon. Oh wait, did
Are
they
they
break up? I don't
They
know.
were so happy.
Were they married? Oh.
Oh, they seem like such a good couple. Anyway, so that's 4 big recommendations for Howard the Duck,
Yeah.
right? No, I absolutely would recommend seeing this movie. Even though, yes, I have some issues with it. Overall, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
and it's definitely just like you have to see it.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's worth seeing.
It's a fun time. Not worth the whatever.
The hate. Well, they
for
don't
sure.
mention it in the Industrial Light and Magic documentary on Disney+.
You think they're going to do a big section on Howard the Duck?
Like what Josh was saying, it was a technical achievement.
Yeah, wait,
but
there
they
isn't
just
a big
swept
section
it.
on the well, like and Joe Johnston directed that
Light and
documentary,
Magic.
and he's
No.
so involved in this movie too.
They swept it. Well, I just scanned through the episode right before recording, like during the one that was set during that time period.
Right.
I didn't see any clips or hear any mentions of Howard the Duck. They skipped right past it because they're ashamed of it.
Yeah, well, it's probably more well known for starting Pixar, like causing George Lucas to have to sell.
Maybe
Pixar
if there's
to
a
Steve
Pixar
Jobs.
documentary, then it'll be in
It's a good
it'll
thing.
be in that.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
see, the whole idea is we knew this movie wasn't going to do well, and so that's how Pixar happened. So if it had done well, there'd be no Pixar. So
Sounds like everything worked out the way it was supposed
It's
to.
all
You
part
see
of the
that?
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Kiss my ass. See you at the convention. See you at the cons, fucker.
Hey, George Lucas recently attended his first comic book convention, well, probably since the first Star Wars, to talk about his new narrative museum that opened.
I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited.
Where is that opening?
It's right here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's
No
right
shit.
here.
When is it
And
opening?
I
That's
am
something I wanna-
so thrilled. It's opening later this year, I think, or is it next
Yeah,
year?
it looks
I think it's
really
later
cool.
this year.
What if it's all
I-
about how George Lucas is right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's called the
I
Lucas
know.
Museum of Narrative Art. It's all about me and how good I
Yeah,
am.
you see.
I years ago dressed up. I made a TV pilot, and that makeup team I used to turn me into George Lucas. It was like a 4-hour makeup, and we had to respectfully pick the correct neck for George. Which
Oh, yeah, the
era
dark
neck,
slab.
Yeah.
My friend Greg McDougall, who has worked many times with Greg Nicotero. Greg only works with people named Greg, so apparently that's the thing. But no, he's done a lot of effects work and worked on Walking Dead for many years. So he sculpted this great George neck, and we did the appliance. And then I had someone make the beard and the wig and the whole thing. And so I went to Star Wars Celebration back in 2015, and I was mobbed. It was like. People were like, "Oh my God, George! I'll take a picture of George." And I had a picket sign that said, "This was right. This is right when Force Awakens was coming out."
Okay.
And I had a picket sign that said on one side, "Greedo shot first," which really pissed people off. And then I had the other side, Jar Jar for life or something. I had my Jar Jar Binks doll with me, big Jar Jar Binks doll. So at Star Wars Con, it was great. Celebrated. Lots of positivity. Everyone wants to take a picture with George. Then I decide I'm going to go to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, because Hall H is the Force Awakens panel, and I'm going to get in there and I'm going to ask J.J. Abrams to give me my movies back. I'm going to get up to the mic and I'm going to give me my movies back. So totally different response, completely different crowd. Nobody wanted anything to do with me. I went to the line. There's all these tents near Hall H where everyone's lined up for days, and they're all tired and angry and hungry. And I have the video somewhere of me standing there as George in full costume going, "Anybody want to give me a wristband? George, creator of Star Wars, right here, George Lucas, creator of Star Wars." And I swear to you, the one person who talked to me looked down at my shoes that I was wearing, the sneakers I was wearing, and she said, and I'm wearing this incredible makeup, 4-hour makeup. I look like George Lucas. She looks down at my shoes and she says, "George wears white shoes, not blue."
Oh, man.
And so that
did she
was
know
that was my Comic-Con experience. And I
gotta
did not
get all
get
those
into Hall
details
H.
right.
So
Oh
I
my God.
fantasized about showing up at the opening of that museum
As George
as George.
It could
But
happen.
I wouldn't do that now. That's 10 years on. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do
do that with white
At
shoes
this
now.
point, it's like,
I
he's
wouldn't do
still
that.
doing this?
that. Well, George is kind of, he's kind of frail now and he's getting up there. And I have a lot of respect for him. I just wouldn't, I don't know, man. It would be a bad look. It would be a bad look. Then everyone would definitely know it was me under the makeup. For some
Yeah,
reason.
then you'd be banned from that.
Yeah.
Oh, banned from
going
Skywalker
banned.
Ranch, which,
Yeah, banned from the ranch.
Oh my God, I worked with that guy, Mark DePay.
Oh, Mark
there was
DePay, yeah.
Steve. I worked with him on animated show a couple
wait,
years ago.
Mark DePay,
Spider-
director of the Marmaduke
Director of
movie?
Spawn.
Yeah. He directed some Halloween special, a Michael Jackson Halloween special.
Oh, I saw you did voices on that, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's hilarious.
Okay, so that
And
was we did a
Oh
thing
my
where
God.
we watched all the Hellraiser movies and we
Yeah.
roll a dice to pick which Hellraiser movie to watch. If you got the same number twice, you got a punishment. One of them was the Michael Jackson Halloween special. And
Oh, no.
5 minutes in, I went, "All right, I'm vetoing this. We cannot
Yeah.
sit through all of this."
It was I don't know how that came to be, but I
Yeah.
was asked to come in and do some fill-in stuff for Alan Cummings. He played the voice of a spider general, some
Okay.
spider character.
Oh, that's funny.
So I walk in and there's Mark, and of course he does. I go, "Are you I go, are you banned from the ranch, Mark? And he's like, yeah. And I go, oh my God, I love you. And then we just talked about effects for a half hour before the session even started.
That's funny.
And
I'm like, why are you here?
And then he
I
looked
worked
at
with
you
Mark
and he's
on
like,
Spawn.
why are you here? Listen, I'm a job and actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Spaz is one of my best friends from like way back when. Like
Steve Spaz Williams?
Yeah, I still talk to him like all the time.
Wow.
But I worked on Spawn way back when, so I knew Mark.
Oh,
and Steve.
shit.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's
I haven't seen Mark in a
incredible,
long,
So
long
do you
time.
think Mark would be angry if we did Marmaduke? The one where Pete Davidson does the voice of Marmaduke and everybody
Oh, God.
has those huge asses, as we've already talked about?
Oh,
Is
those
that
like
a
really
real-
ugly designs.
Did that really happen? Is that a
Yeah.
real thing?
What, the Marmaduke movie?
Yeah, was that really? Was
Oh
that
yeah,
a-
Pete
I don't even-
Davidson did the voice of Marmaduke, and it looks like it was made for $5, and all the like the characters have huge asses. It's like the design of the women
You're always bringing that up.
go out. Well, we gotta
The
watch.
design of the women.
It's Justin's thing.
It's
We're
horrifying.
gonna have to do
I
the
think about it.
Marmaduke movie.
That and the fact that at one point Marmaduke eats too much and has a huge distended belly, like he's like a tick that ate too much blood.
So what you're saying, what we're saying here, what we're saying, and we've come to the conclusion that despite everything, Howard the Duck is still better than the Michael Jackson Halloween special
Yes.
and Marmaduke. Is that
Well,
what we're saying?
I haven't
And
seen
Spawn.
all of and Spawn.
Yes.
That's a good question.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on,
What,
Justin.
even with the 4K, the new 4K? Anyone want to watch
Of Howard
that?
the Duck? Yeah. All right. It's better than Spawn.
Okay, thank you.
Well, as you know, Howard the Duck available on Blu-ray now. Check it out.
And on iTunes if you want to rent it.
This
Or you can
episode
rent
brought
it
to you
on
by
iTunes.
the Blu-ray of Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, please get it. It's ultra. It's 4 times sharper than full HD with HDR for brighter, deeper, more lifelike color. The effects are great. There's some featurettes in there.
Does
There's a
Lucas
couple pictures of
receive
me in there with some
residuals
girls.
of
Yeah,
Howard the
give me
Duck?
that money. Give me
Yeah.
that money. Daddy needs a chip paycheck. Fuck.
I'm sure he gets something.
He'll be
Sure,
fine.
I hope.
He'll be fine.
You'll be okay.
Okay. Justin's sending us pictures of Marmaduke, so I think that
Oh, I see.
I think he's always
Yeah,
Very
texting
Josh
us.
can just see me laughing on the
Very
webcam.
evil. This very evil look of glee, just pure menace.
God, they're so ugly.
So if you want to email the podcast, we're at nosuchthingasabadmovie@gmail.com. We're on Instagram and Bluesky at nosuchthingpod. If you want to, if you consider joining the Patreon, patreon.com/nosuchthingasabadmovie. If you subscribe at the $5 level, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks. So you get content every week. Check it out. It's a good time. And if you want to find me, I'm on Bluesky, Instagram, YouTube at April at Mansky. JRT, do you have anything you would like to plug? Any upcoming work or socials?
Sure.
You said it in a way that's like, hey, Poochie, do you have something to say?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, you can find me on Instagram, JRT Show, at JRT Show on Instagram, and you can find me everywhere else at jrtshow.com. But I want to say thanks to all of you guys, April, Colin, Justin. This is awesome. I really do love both of your respective shows, and one of my goals was to just get on more shows like this and just talk about films as myself, even though I mostly talk like George Lucas for most of this episode. I apologize for that. But I really appreciate it, and thanks for letting me pick this film. This has been really,
this is
Oh,
great.
thank you. Thank you for
Let's
coming
do
on
it
and
again.
talking about it.
It's
sometime.
a huge pleasure having you on.
Yes,
and
happy to
getting
have
to
you.
meet you finally.
Yes, and you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gotta pick
be
another,
careful. I got a whole stack of movies I'd like to talk about. Have you done Exorcist 2 yet? Anyway.
No.
No.
I just saw a documentary at a film festival about Exorcist 2. Have
Oh,
you
did
seen
you
it?
watch it?
It's
No,
really
I want to
good.
see that
Yeah,
film.
yeah. The Devil and John Borman.
I can't. Oh, is John Borman, is 90-year-old John Borman in that
He's
documentary?
throughout it. The documentary is structured as kind of like, how did he get to this point? How did it affect him? And it affected him a lot. Like, he was really bummed by
geez.
the failure of
I
Exorcist
can't
2.
wait. I actually have the novelization, which is the making of, which is
Yeah.
out of print.
That was written by the wife of the screenwriter that wasn't credited. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And I have the original American Cinematographer magazine, which goes into detail about Exorcist 2. I really like that film a lot. There's a lot of interesting things in that movie, so we'll talk about it maybe.
Exorcist 2 coming up.
Guys, we're going right into that episode right now. Okay, so here we go. Anyway, no, I will be on Red Letter Media again. I will be back for my third appearance. And I'm hoping at some point we could do a Red Letter Media All-Stars so I can meet Colin in person and get everybody together and really annoy the shit out of everyone, talk over each other for 3 hours.
Jack Wade, we get Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, let's get everybody together.
Just everybody.
I'm
Max
sure the guys
Landis.
will love that.
He's still available.
Yeah, get Max in there. Hey, come on, bring his dad. Come on.
He's not doing anything.
Let's have fun. That's
a good thing.
Anyway.
Justin, you want to?
You can follow me on social media. It's Decloux, DECLOUX, and the letter J.
I'm on social media, Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA.
So that's it for this week. Thank you to JRT, our guest. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and talking Howard the Duck with us for 2 hours. What a wonderful time it has been. Stay safe. I'm April Atmansky.
What is happening?
Wait, stay safe.
I don't know. Stay safe because there's a blizzard right now. How about
Yes, there
that
is.
for us Canadians?
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking of a duck pun, like duck amok. Don't run foul of other film fans.
I've been April Duckmansky.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Justin Decloux, it's right there.
Yes, this has been probably the best episode that I've ever recorded.
There you go.
Colin, sign off, please.
Oh yeah, I'm Colin Cunningham.
And Josh, you want to sign off? just say I'm Josh.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.